Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, Sumito, just here to say that I love you. Hey, thanks, Hattery Hat. Appreciate that. What's going on, Joshy, Nikki, Annie, Jew? What's cracking? Why are you streaming at 4 a.m.? It is 3 p.m. Did you get the thing I sent you? I believe so. I've got 3 things in my car, and there's one more package that's at the post office that I haven't picked up yet. But I'm pretty sure nothing's been sent back. Usually I get a message when that happens. I think I got everything. Uno momento while I throw out the going live messages. That, and then Discord.
What did you say?
There we go. Yo, Katie, thanks for the 2 months, bruh. Appreciate it, my dude. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team. Here, have a glizzy cue. Get that. PC's at 40% CPU usage for no reason in particular. Let's disable game capture. Already did that. Okay, cool. What's going on, Laser Pig? Buck Stabru. Swedish. Laser Pig.
What did you say?
What's going on? Yo, Pete is not cool. Thanks for the 2 months, homie. Appreciate it, my dude.
Sumito missed too many streams.
Sumito missed too many streams. Listen, I'm here now. Yo, J New Manu. Wait, what? J New Manu? Am I saying that right? Thanks for the 500 bits, bro. You started a hype train. Appreciate it, my guy. Thank you so much. All right, listen, we got a goal today. What's going on, Blue Cicado? We're aiming to be useful today, okay? We're aiming to be useful. Let's stretch this out more, I reckon. I just wanted to fill the screen. I don't want it to be like crazy. Yeah, like that. Okay. I don't know why it defaults to a different color. Okay. Notice me, Senpai? What's going on, Strip Club Euro? What happened to the twink voice? That is the twink voice. Or maybe... Oh, I think the twink voice is only for everything but bits. I think maybe I didn't set it for bits. Fuck. Joshy, thanks for the 5,000 bits. God damn! You don't space them out anymore? You just drop 5,000 bits just like that? You can't just instantly complete the level 5 hype train, Joshy. That's not allowed. That's literally illegal. Kobe! Who is giving you guys all this money?
Eggs and eggs and eggs and eggs and eggs.
Appreciate it, my guy. See, I told you the fucking twink voice was still there. Yo, Justin Letterboost with the 12 months. Happy 1 year, my dude. Holy shit, you got the fancy... What is the 1 year badge? Is it the blue one? It's the blue one, right? Yo, enjoy that fancy new blue badge, my guy. Chundi Chang, thanks for the Prime subscription. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team, homie. Hope you enjoy your stay. Jesus Christ, there's so many Lizzie cues. Get here. Have some Lizzie cues, guys. Fuck, I forgot to hit tab. Have some Lizzie cues. Everyone's rich? Well, it is my fan base. All we do is meme around, and you know how highly paid memers are. Not that highly paid. Anyway, listen, we've got some work here today, okay? Got some work here today. We have some things to do. Laser Pig, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Holy fuck. The stream hasn't even started yet. Appreciate it, my dude. Holy fuck. Lord Walrus 15, Captain Crazy 2028, The Sizco, Trumpet Dog, and Echo 3Z Down. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team. Enjoy those fancy new emotes. You can thank Laser Pig for them. Appreciate it, my dude. God, dude, the hype train didn't stand a chance. You guys derailed it immediately. We just pretend I gave you money again? Yo, Crabbed, thanks for the imaginary cash, bro. Appreciate it, my dude. Big dick energy. Thank you so much. All right, listen, we got goals, okay? Goals for today. Here are the goals, okay? We have goals today. Kubi, thanks for the gifted sub.
What did you say?
Eggs and eggs.
Big,
Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team, homie. Hope you enjoy your stay. Enjoy those fancy new emotes. You can thank Kubi, please, for them. Appreciate it, my dude. Adrian Ree, thank you for the 8 months, my guy. God damn. Appreciate it, my dude.
Big, meaty,
Holy fuck. Eggs and eggs, thanks for the 100 biddies, my guy. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you so much. Have 1 egg? I will. Thank you. Sumito, I'm trying to watch the stream from an interstate in West Virginia. I'm proud of you,
What
Fweeb.
did you say, punk? Big,
All right, guys, hold on.
meaty,
We're actually doing stuff today. So save up the bits, okay? Save them up. I got some value for you today, okay? Goals for today. We're not going to let the stream start. We're just going to force you to keep thanking people for subs and bits. Listen, you can't do it forever.
What did you say?
The real Lairberg, thanks for the 50 bits, bro.
Meaty,
No, I refuse. Okay, listen. Goals for today. 1, price out several PCs, okay? I feel like, maybe some people are a little bit daunted.
big, meaty,
Hi, Sumetum. Hi, Asan. I love you so much. Your hair
Education.
looks great and your shirt is sexy. Hey, thanks, Kunzi. Appreciate it, my dude. I'm going to wait for the bits to come in and then thank them, I think. I'm not really sure what the good order is. But Kubi, thanks for the... Oh, wait, no. I got to wait for it.
Have 1 egg.
Thank you. Eggs and eggs. Appreciate it. Why is there such a delay between the notifications? Oh my god, it's such a delay. What the fuck is this? That's Lairberg.
No, I refuse.
Appreciate it. Yo, that shirt is sexy. Yo, thanks, man. It's, I don't know. My girlfriend bought it. It's got a skeleton on the beach on it. Right there. You guys can't see it all that well, but it's there. Yo, Kubi, thanks for the bits.
Kubi, thanks for the bits.
There you go. Is that not how you spell several? Several. Actual Trash, thanks for the 250 bits, my guy. Appreciate it, my dude. I miss your Hawaiian-looking shirt. It's dirty.
Fuck you, I do what I want.
That's fair. Crabbed, thanks for the 100 bits, my guy. Poor Sumito can't start the stream because he's too busy getting paid. Listen, is this what it's like to be a Twitch streamer? Because I could get used to this. I'm going to be honest. I'm completely fine with this. But that being said, all it does is extend out, Twitch streaming is 40% streaming and then 60% saying thank you for all the money. I'm missing all this, damn customers. You're not missing all that much, Joshy. Appreciate the support. 9 minutes in, can already pay rent. Unfortunately, my rent is not $70, but thank you.
Decided I could give real money.
Yo, Crab. Wait, was that Crab? Yo, Crab, thanks for the 100 bits, bro. Appreciate it. Or should I have not thanked you because I already thanked you earlier for the fake bits? Now, that's a question. Okay, listen. Goals for today. Price out several PCs, okay? I feel like computers have gotten pretty expensive, okay? Everything, the prices are up in the air. It might be difficult to rationalize which one of the... it might be difficult to rationalize what PCs are worth buying. Yo, Laserpig, thanks for the 100 bits.
We paid, now get in the hot tub.
Listen, we have other goals today. We'll do the hot tub later. Okay. I feel like computers' prices are all over the place. Everybody's confused. God damn it, Crabbed. Thank you for the 100 bits. I'm farming the streamer's attention. No, you're not.
I'm farming the streamer attention.
Shut up, Twink.
Sumito Isaac.
Wait, what was that last bit? Oh, the Sumito Lizzie Q, right. Listen, I feel like PCs have gotten expensive. Okay? I feel like nobody knows how much a part should cost, if it makes sense to buy a pre-built anymore. I feel like there's a lot of information that could be useful.
Ask any racer, any real racer. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or mile. Winning's winning.
That's true. Thank you, Nikki B. I appreciate the words of the words of the thing. Can you fart in the mic? I've hardly eaten anything today, guys. I'm not gassy at all. Eggs and eggs. Thanks for the 100 biddies.
Drinking game, take a shot every time Suman says goals for today.
Listen, the goals for today. Price out several PCs. I want to make a budget PC. I want to get a feel for what a high-end PC costs now, given the price of GPUs and SSDs and power supplies are where they are. I want to compare, I should write this one down. I think this all falls under price out several PCs, but I want to...
What did you say?
Yo, Lairberg, thanks for the 5 gifted subs. God damn, bro. Actual Trash, Darno K9, Hussein 590, Santi 4703, and J New Manuwu. Enjoy those fancy new emotes you now have access to. You can thank the real Lairberg for them.
What
Welcome to
did
the
you
Meme
say?
Stream Dream Team, baby. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Matey, lost.
Thank you so much, Lairberg. Compare pre-builts. Okay? Because I feel like just getting an idea, like pre-builts have all very,
What did you
like the
say?
last 3 to 5 years, maybe 3 to 6 years, maybe.
Lost.
Pre-builts have not been a bad idea, right? They've done a pretty okay job in terms of being a feasible option for people. So I feel like we should take a look at that. I suspect
What
that
did you say, punk?
I suspect
Big
that it
Mickey
might even be more so the case that pre-builts are a reasonable option given how expensive parts have become, right? Rate Western Digital SSDs and hard drive. No. We're not going that deep into stuff, okay?
What did you say?
The goals for today are to take people who are maybe curious about Twitch streaming or PC building or gaming, or on the edge of Twitch streaming, PC building, and gaming, and just give them some information from me, to help them out. Pre-builts were cheap the last 2 times I bought computers, and they might be. Kubi, thanks for the bits.
Ask any racist, any real racist. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by an egg. Winning is egg.
This is true. Winning is egg. Are we going to say, should you get parts or pre-built? No. I mean, no. Like, at this point, the comparison between building a computer and buying a pre-built is no longer a matter of price. It might be. Though really, it's do you want to do the work to build a computer and have that level of customization, or do you want to just buy a computer? Because in my opinion, if the computer is within 20% of the price for a pre-built, it's probably worth you just buying a pre-built, right? So if you have a budget of $1,000 and you could build a computer for $1,000 or buy a pre-built for $1,200, you're probably better off just buying the pre-built. I think within that $200, you're probably better off just having the thing built for you, and having the overall, just go home, plug it in, start playing games. You know what I mean? Unless, of course, that $200 is the difference between like you buying a monitor and not buying a monitor, then obviously just fucking do it. Pre-builts are for dumbasses. We got some notions to supersede Fweep. We got some notions to supersede. Yo, Tickle Me Cthulhu. Thanks for the gifted sub, homie. Vince Skell. Enjoy those fancy new emotes. You can thank Tickle Me Cthulhu for them. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team, my guy. Okay. Price out several PCs. Compare pre-builts. And then what I want to do is price out a Twitch/YouTube PC. I want to see how much it would cost right now for you to buy, maybe not my setup, but like an entry-level YouTuber setup, right? Crab, thanks for the 100 bits, bro.
These are some goals.
These are some goals. When buying a pre-built, remember the value of a unified warranty and that you only have one company to call if shit breaks. This is true, but understand that the unified warranty is typically only 1 to 3 years, whereas the individual warranty on parts can be anywhere from 3 to 5 years when it comes to things like your hard drive or your power supply, for instance. Those parts usually last the longest, so it's a little bit of a moot point, but that is something to take a look at. Where are we looking? Well, I want to try and look at reasonable places. I think if I just look at Micro Center, that'd be cheating. I think we need to take a look at a few different options. So let's start with the notion of pre-builts, right? Oh, that's not right. So let's take a look at Micro Center, for instance. Micro Center has pre-built options. Let's do like let's do one of the Texas stores, I guess. Let's take a look at Houston. So if you take a look at the desktops and then you go to Power Spec, which is Micro Center's brand, they have these computers, right? Let's take a look at the highest priced versions. A reasonable rig would be something that's probably got like a 3060 in it, right? So let's take a look at... This guy looks okay. Let's take a look at this guy, right? So this is a Ryzen 5 5600X, an RTX 3060, 16 gigs of RAM, a 500 gig SSD, built for you for $1,600. Okay? And they have 21 of these in stock, right? I don't know if you guys know what a 3060 is going for at the moment, but if we try and find a GTX 3060, they're not cheap. They're very much not cheap. Okay? So, for instance, let's not look at bids, right? Let's just look at how much it is to buy one. They have this pre-owned one for $600, and it's eBay. So let's assume that you're probably going to get something that's going to be cheaper, right? Right. A part can buy a computer. That's my point. That's my point, right? And this isn't probably like the only example. Like Micro Center's the best example. But I would argue that even if you looked at a pre-built from Best Buy, you'd probably get okay options. Not the best, but considering the GPUs are as expensive as they are, I feel like you should really be looking at pre-builts if you're on a budget, because it might actually end up saving you quite a bit of time. So let's go to desktops. I guess we'll go to gaming desktop. I never like clicking the gaming tab because I feel like they overprice stuff. So let's look at something that's got a 3060 in it. And then let's sort by price. So let's sort low to high. So this is a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of RAM, a 3060, and a 500 gig SSD for $1,200. This one's got a Ryzen 7 5800 in it for $1,300. Okay? So let's duplicate and let's see how much we shouldn't be looking at eBay for this, right? Let's do Newegg for CPU parts. Okay. So this is using a Ryzen 7 5800. Brand new, a 5800. This is a 5800X, which means a 5800 is probably $399, right? Do I have to put quotes around this? Yeah, it's going to be different if you're in Europe. 5800X. Am I not going to find a 5800? Let me just type it in. $5,800X for $400. So it's 8 cores, 16 threads at 4.6. What's a 5800X? 8 cores, 16 threads at 4.7. Why is it the same? Okay, so let's just assume it's a 5800X, okay? Because it looks like physically they're similar.
What are you doing, step bro?
So a 5800X is $400. There's a $25 coupon here, so it's $400. A 3060 is about $600. So just the CPU and the GPU alone in this computer is $1,000. And that's buying a used GPU. It is $1,000 for those two pieces here. For this $1,300 computer. That means for $300 you have to get the case, a keyboard and mouse, a hard drive, an SSD, a power supply, a motherboard. Do you see what I mean? I'm feeling bad buying my pre-built. Are you not listening to what I'm saying? It is an unbelievably good deal to buy a pre-built at this moment in time. And this is a random computer with random parts. I haven't even looked any of this up at all, right? But just take this one pre-built. This is going to be the case with pretty much all of them, right? Just the CPU and the GPU alone, because of how expensive the GPUs are. 3700 would be the better choice. You guys are... Fweep, you're not listening. You're not listening. Yes, you can customize a bunch of different parts, but my point is, even if the 3700... Like, how much is a 3700? 3700 is a 5, right? Ryzen 5? No, it's a Ryzen 7. So Ryzen 7's 8 core, 16 threads at what? Isn't this last year's architecture? At 4.4. Guys, this is a worse CPU. And even if so, what does that save you? $150? Okay, cool. So you saved $150. So instead of being at $1,000 for two parts, you're at $850 for two parts. Great. But my point is, can you still get a power supply, a motherboard, hard drive, SSD, and RAM, plus a computer case for less than $300? Because if not, you are better off buying this pre-built. You are way better off buying this pre-built. Yo, Joshy, thanks for the gifted sub. Yo, Queen of Plesia. Plesia? Plaza? Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team. Hope you enjoy the fancy new emotes. You can thank Joshy is built for them. So my point is, take a look at pre-builts. If you're in an area where you legitimately cannot buy a GPU, don't feel bad about buying a pre-built. Are you going to have the same customizability as you built it yourself? No. Right? You're not going to be able to make it look exactly as you want to. But that was never the big problem. The big problem was always that pre-builts would overcharge you by hundreds of dollars. It would be many times more expensive for you to buy a pre-built than for you to build it yourself. At this moment in time, that is absolutely not true. In fact, with this one example, and I'm sure this only gets more extreme the higher up you get with computer parts, because the bigger GPUs are even more valuable, even more overpriced at the moment, you might actually be saving money buying a pre-built than you would be trying to build the computer yourself. Okay? So, first notion out the door, understand that it is not a bad idea to buy a pre-built at this moment. I feel like people that do get those parts for the cheap really have to look, and I'm not a computer savvy enough person. I've always been made to feel bad about it. I appreciate your take. Let's move on to one other thing. Okay, let's move into my credentials real quick. My credentials. Why should you listen to your boy Sumito Media? Okay, because I'm sure everybody in the chat right now, Plesia is pronounced like Asia is. It's actually Skylar. Oh, I had a feeling it was Skylar. The real Lairberg, thanks for the 50 bits.
When will the GPU crisis end?
If Bitcoin drops below 20,000 again, 15,000 again, then the GPUs will probably be back to a roughly normal price because it will no longer be as profitable. At the moment, if you buy a GPU at MSRP and you start mining Bitcoin with it, because Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin price? Because Bitcoin is currently at $32,000. I don't know what a 3060's hash rate is, but with a 3070 or 3080, you could buy a GPU, brand new, MSRP, start mining Bitcoin with it, and pay off the GPU in probably less than 2 months. Probably less than 2 months. If you just plug it into a computer, and the only thing you need to buy is the GPU, you could mine with it, and because of how expensive or how valuable cryptocurrencies are at the moment, you could probably pay off a $400 to $600 GPU in less than 2 months. Once Bitcoin drops in price, you'll be better. What's great right now is the new store. I've got Sumito on the Sonos speaker, not just the hairdresser. Oh, bruh. Okay. My credentials. A. Built my first PC at 15. I don't think that's all that impressive. Anybody can build their first PC when they were 15. But keep in mind, when I was 15, this was 10 years ago? 11 years ago, right? So 11 years ago is when I built my first computer. Built it myself, did it in high school, bought it with my own pieces. That was 11 years of building shit at the moment, okay? 2, 5 years professional PC sales. I am not somebody who only has all of my information from Reddit and from pretending to be the smart dude when it comes to PCs in my family. I have been professionally selling computers, laptops, desktops, pre-built and build-it-your-own parts for over 5 years in this country. Not in Bangladesh. Here. Okay? So, hydrate. I got you, Annie. I have been talking for a while. All right, I'm an expert when it comes to this shit. This means several things. A, I have had every conversation known to man, right?
What did you say, punk?
Yo, Jihad Johnny, thanks for the $1, my guy.
My life is struggle. Use this dollar towards your PC.
I have a PC, but I appreciate it, my guy. Yo, Joshy, thanks for the hydrate. Professional PC sales. I mean, I sold PCs professionally. Okay, fine. A lot of hydrates today. I sold PCs professionally. 5 years. God damn it, Fweep, shut up. I'm not constantly hydrating. Is there a delay in the stream? No. All right, fine. I'll do one for Laraberg. Okay. 5 years, professional PC sales. I've had every conversation known to man. I've helped people set up a computer for their 14-year-old because they want to play Roblox. I've helped people set up the security cameras and PC server systems for brand new water parks. I've set up dentistry offices. I've set up church sound systems, everything, okay? I have sold everything between $100 $200 laptop to $40,000 complex PC systems for local colleges, okay? I've sold everything. I know them inside and out. Not only have I done this and I've helped in real life situations to set these things up, but I also got training every single month from manufacturers. So I know what all the little letters and numbers mean when it comes to a model number on a monitor, on a desktop, on a PC. I know every company's warranty situations. I know what you can get away with, what you can't get away with, all of that, okay? And probably the one that's most important, built over 350 PCs in my life. Between my time working at Micro Center and helping people build computers, I probably built between 100, 150 PCs while I was working there. And then afterwards, I got hired at an engineering firm where I professionally built PCs for neurology, setting up lasers and whatever. And in that time, working there for a year, I've definitely built over 150 to 200 PCs in that job alone. Okay? None of this is amateur. None of this is just me reading through some subreddits. We're not just browsing through PC Part Picker and telling you what stuff is, okay? I know what I'm talking about. That does not mean I don't make mistakes. I know what XMP is, you fuckboy. I just assumed I didn't even build my computer. Kyle built my computer. He's the one who didn't enable it. So just keep this in mind. If you're listening to anything that we're talking about here and you're thinking, oh, but my friend's brother so-and-so, my gamer associate, my dad who's into computers, if any of that stuff is not lining up, just know that, A, it's a different time right now. A lot of the stuff that I'm saying is going to be different to how PCs have been normally because of how expensive PCs are at the moment. Doesn't build his own PC. Listen, I can build a PC. I don't think I need to prove that to anybody. I've done it live on my YouTube channel for my girlfriend's brother. It's just that my apartment had flooded and I needed to get my shit together. So I had Kyle come over and build it while I sorted through my flooded apartment. Okay. So, clean example. Find yourself a 3060, find yourself a CPU, and try and do it for less than $1,000. You cannot. Right? Simply not the case. Meanwhile, you can buy these perfectly good pre-built Lenovo computers come with a 3-year warranty. Their laptops do. I'm assuming their GPUs do. Or their desktops do. Overview. Ryzen 7. SSD, 16 gigs. Yo, Thanos, thanks for the
What's
bits.
the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have for a server?
Dedicated RAM. You should have at least 1,000 gigs of RAM. Anything less makes you a bitch. Their website's weird, man. Okay, the desktop's coming to 1 year. Okay. Can I see the inside of this thing? Guys, it's clean. Look at this thing. It's clean. The PC's completely hidden away, or the power supply's completely hidden away. So this is the sort of stuff that you want to pay attention to. There's only 2 RAM slots. So if you ever wanted to upgrade RAM in the future, you wouldn't be able to take this up to like 128 gigabytes, for instance. I mean, you could with 64 gig sticks, but like little stuff like that you might want to pay attention to. It's an air cooler, but look at all the space you have. You can get an all-in-one liquid cooler, no problem, right? The hard drives and the SSDs are stored down here. The PCI SSD, or the M.2 SSD is under the GPU. So, listen. First thing off the top of my head, this is what I think is going to be the most useful to everybody, is just know that if you find a good deal on a pre-built, at this moment in time, because of how expensive power supplies, SSDs are expensive too now, right? Power supplies, GPUs, and several computer parts are at the moment. You might be better off just buying a pre-built. Don't let anybody give you shit for it. If anybody goes, yo, I can build you a computer for cheaper, tell them to. Tell them to.
It's clean, a clean ripoff.
Listen, JP Knight, did you not just read my credentials? It can't be a ripoff. I'm recommending it. Can you tell me if the Skytech Arch Angle 3.0 is worth the price? That's what I bought based off my gamer friend saying it's good for $1,000. Yeah. Skytech Archangel 3.0. There are several different variations of the Archangel 3.0. Oh, no, here it is. $925. Ryzen 5 3600. 1650. I don't think a 1650 is all that expensive.
What are you doing, step bro?
Do keep in mind, if anybody's going to ask anything in this chat, we are here to be helpful, okay? If I see anybody just roasting people looking for genuine help, I'm banning you immediately. All right? Everybody cool out. 1650 brand new is how much? That's a 1050. 1650 on Amazon, $600? This, or $500? This doesn't make sense. Is that how much 1650s are right now? Guys, that can't be right. A 1650's $450? Mine had a 1660? That's fine. If anything, that's going to be more expensive. It's a step up. I just want to know if that's how much these things go for right now. I didn't think even these low-end cards... Oh, my God. Lainey, when did you buy it? Did you buy it like a year ago, or did you just buy it recently? Or, like, I'd say within the last 6 months to a year. Bought it within the last year? Okay, this is completely fine. 500 gig SSD is fine. 8 gigs of RAM could be better. It's not the end of the world. Ryzen 5 3600's $200, right? Yeah. $200. The GPU $600 on its own. Yeah, this is fine. This is completely fine. In this situation, I think you could probably build this. I don't think you could build this for cheaper than $900. This is $920. That's not cheaper, right? Excel. One sec. How do you spell Archangel? Archangel? Like that? Archangel 3.0. Okay, CPU is $200. GPU is somehow $480. 500 watt, 80 plus certified, so that's Corsair, right? These are EVGAs. Is this new? Not modular? Yo, Nikki, thanks for the 25 bits.
If Sumito was a construction worker, would he be Sumito?
I would be, yes. Where do people get power supplies nowadays? Thousand watts. So in stock. And let's just go with EVGA. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it looks like $45, 45 to $55. So we'll call it $50. PSU is $50. It's 8 gigs of RAM at 3,000 megahertz. 8 gigs of DDR4 3000 megahertz is 16 gigs is $90. So we'll call it $50. Right? Motherboard is off-brand, but I'm pretty sure you can get an AMD motherboard without much issue for like $100. I think it can be a little bit cheaper than this, but I don't think it's going to be that much cheaper than that. B450 motherboard, yeah, it's going to be the same. And then a Wraith Stealth Cooler comes with the AMD. And then a Thermaltake H200 has a price, right? Did I spell that wrong? Thermaltake. Take, not tank. H200 is $80. Right? So what does this end up being? Guys, how do you do a sum? Guys, how do you add stuff up? Equal sum? Fuck. Guys, I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'm just going to add it up manually. It's fine. Everybody relax. We'll figure it out, okay? All right. $200 plus $480 plus $100 for the next two plus $100 for that line plus $80 is... What? Oh, was I not pressing plus? I'm hella stupid. Hold on. 200 plus 480 plus 100 for the 250s plus 100 for the next 100 plus $80 is $960. Listen, $960 just for the parts alone to make this computer that is currently $925. How would you... What? Laney, you didn't overpay. You got a perfectly good deal. You got a perfectly good deal. I paid exactly $1,000 for it. The parts alone would have cost you $960, and it was built for you and delivered to your house. That's a phenomenal deal. That is a perfectly reasonable deal. You got to factor in that, like, you'd have to build this. You would have to take... I can build a computer in about an hour and a half, and I've built hundreds. It is... You are not going to build it that quickly, right? Would you not pay $50 for someone to build it for you professionally? Perfectly reasonable deal. I'm telling you, this has been the case for 3 to 5 years. Even before Bitcoin made computer prices as expensive as they were, certain pre-built, especially ones from companies, generally even the stuff you could just buy off a shelf at Best Buy, were perfectly good deals. It would not be cheaper for you to build it yourself. You can still decide to build it yourself, and there's a plethora of benefits to do it that way, but 9 times out of 10, it wasn't cheaper. You know what I mean? Sumito, one question when you have the time. My laptop has 16 gigabytes, 3200 megahertz DDR4. If I put more in, will I need to replace the stock RAM? It's a ROG Zephyrus G14. What do you mean if you put more in? Your laptop is 16 gig. Are you saying your laptop has one 16 gig DIMM and you want to get another DIMM of RAM? Don't forget you have to pay.
You have to pay taxes on that shit.
I mean, that's true, but you have to pay taxes on if you bought the parts individually as well. I want to double the RAM. You have a gaming laptop. If it has 16 gigs, it probably has 2 DIMMs of 8, and it only has 2 DIMMs in the laptop, is my guess. Wait, actually, you gave me the model, right? A Zephyrus G14. Let's take a look. Zephyrus G14. I want specifications. Actually, Best Buy's website will have specifications, right? This is a newer model than what yours is, I'm guessing, right? Because this has a 2060 in it. I appreciate this. Plus, I feel like if I want to upgrade, I totally can. Thank you for going into this with me. That's what I'm here for. Kubi, what GPU do you have in yours? Because I'm getting the new one with a 2060. You don't have this one, do you? Kubi, how much RAM do you, or what GPU do you have? What generation is it? Ryzen 9 4400H? What? Oh, here it is, I guess. Is there Amazon 2060? Oh, wait, so you do have the new model. 1 terabyte SSD, 16 gigs of RAM? This is a really thin laptop. Product details. This is... Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, here's something you can always do, and you guys should learn, is you can go to Crucial's website. Crucial is one of the biggest memory and storage manufacturers in the world. You can click Start Your Scan, and it'll download a piece of software to your laptop or desktop, scan the ports that you have, and then tell you, hey, you have this many RAM slots, this many SSD slots, in case you have a laptop and you can't just look, and it'll tell you what you can upgrade to. The other thing you can do is you can select the kind of computer that you have. So, for instance, this is an Asus ROG, nope, Republic, no? Oh, Asus laptop, sorry, okay. Netbooks, and this is a, what was it? Zephyrus G14. And then what is the model number for yours? This is specifically a B088PD something. Is that it? That's not it. No, here it is. So this is the number for it. Or I hope that's the number for it. One of these is the number for it, right? Is it this GA4? There it is. Find my computer. Okay, so it has 32 gigs. It has 2 banks of 1 slot. So yeah, you have 2 RAM slots. They are currently at 32 gigabytes. But see, this says the maximum memory is 32 gigs. And it's currently got 16 in it. So if you have the time, because there's a tiny chance that there's a model above this that came with 32 gigs, okay? So you have 1 slot empty. This is what I'm saying. He might not. If you get the chance, and you're planning on opening your computer anyway, open up your computer and see if you have 1 RAM slot or 2 RAM slots, okay, that are full. How many sticks of RAM? If you have 1 stick of RAM, that means you have 1 stick of 16 gigs, and you need to buy the exact same thing. You need to get another 16 gig stick that's 300 megahertz and designed for a laptop. My recommendation is to get the exact same brand of RAM. And that way you won't need to worry about compatibility, okay? If you have 2 RAM sticks, you have 8 gigs each. And if you want to upgrade, you want to toss both of them and get 2 new sticks of 16 gigs each. And that'll give you your laptop's maximum 32 gigabytes. Make sure you get laptop grade RAM and make sure it's at least 3000 megahertz. Doesn't CPU ID show RAM slots? Yeah, but I mean, I'm not on his laptop, man. I'm on the other side of the world. That's not true. I think Kubi lives in Virginia, but I'm not there. Okay. Are we learning things? Is everybody being educated? So, we've done some math. Okay. I have shown you that you can definitely buy a pre-built. Now I think it's time to price out a PC. Okay. So let's make ourselves a PC. Now here's the weird thing. I wanted to price out. There's a maximum amount of RAM I can put in. There's a maximum amount of RAM that a laptop grade CPU can support per slot. So if you had a desktop, you could probably put in as much RAM as you want to. But because you're in a laptop, it's only going to support 16 gigabytes of RAM per slot. And you physically only have 2 slots. So that's why you're stuck at 32. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's build a computer. Let me do a poll. If you guys were to become one, okay? Manage poll. If you guys, what would you rather be professionally? Okay, if you had to pick one, and this means you work every day, okay? If you have to work every day, I'll let this run for 2 minutes. If you had to work every day, this was your job, would you rather be a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber, okay? Because I feel like they're not all that different, but there are a few little differences, and if we're going to build a computer and sort of price out what you need to be, let's pick what chat would rather be. Both are cringe. You know what's really cringe is getting timed out for 10 minutes. That's what's cringe. That's super cringe. All right, guys. Vote on the poll. What would you rather be? YouTuber or Twitch streamer? I think Windows has a maximum amount of RAM that it can support. It might, but it's got to be less than 500 or 256 gigs. YouTuber because I'm an editor now and I love this job. Yo, that's pretty chill. I prefer the ability to edit my content. I've always loved editing stuff. Well, what's the results looking like right now? Wow, we're 50-50. We are perfectly evenly split between YouTuber and Twitch streamer. I mean, there are pros and cons to both. I will remind you that I currently do both. YouTube with super chats and shit would have an edge over Twitch. I'm not saying would you rather stream on YouTube or Twitch. I'm saying, would you rather be a Twitch streamer, whatever that means to you, or would you rather be a YouTuber, whatever that means to you?
What are you doing, step bro?
Check the results again. Wow, it's basically evenly split. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. I guess since there's enough interest in both, I guess, I'll move forward and try and provide feedback on both. Okay? That's completely fine. So let's go to PC Part Picker. Just because I don't want to use Excel for everything. considerably more difficult because you can't use this computer. You need to have a graphics card unless you're going to be a Twitch streamer that doesn't play games. But even then, if you don't have a GPU to help with rendering when you're streaming, it's a little bit of a headache. Right now I'm streaming and 25% to 35% of my CPU is being used and 20% of my GPU is being used. If I didn't have a GPU, we'd be at 50 or 60% of my CPU being used, and I have a performance CPU. So reasonably, if I didn't have a GPU, I probably wouldn't have this nice of a CPU either, because it means I'm using like an office computer instead of my editing computer, right? So reasonably, we'd be at like 80% of my CPU, and then there's no fucking way you're playing Minecraft. You know what I mean? So let's take a look at gaming computers. Let's see what we can do in a gaming computer. Or you could speedrun SNES games. That's true. That's true. You could speedrun SNES games. All right, gaming desktops. What is the cheapest gaming desktop we could reasonably use? Now, when I'm looking for gaming desktops, I'm not looking for the best deal. I'm not even looking for like the best price to performance. What I'm looking for, and what I think you should be looking for if you're on a budget, right? What software do you use to edit videos? I use Premiere Pro. What I'm looking for when I'm trying to find a budget computer is I'm looking for the cheapest computer that's going to do the work I need it to do that doesn't sacrifice on upgradability. You guys saw this, that tiny computer, this Optiplex that we were looking at? While for $360, you can get this computer that has a hard drive and an i5 and 16 gigs of RAM. My issue with it is not that it's an older i5, because I honestly don't think that's going to matter, right? It's not, it is a little bit that there's no SSD, but whatever. The main thing is that it's in this micro body, that down the road, you can't put a GPU into this and turn it into a gaming computer because it's a low profile system, right? It's not going to fit. These things weren't meant for you to upgrade them. And so even if you spend an extra $150 on this computer to get effectively the same thing, the fact that you can upgrade it to a gaming computer later makes it worth that extra $150, right? The money you save here, all it does is lock you in a corner. And now if you decide, hey, I do want to play games or I do want to stream on Twitch, you have to buy a whole nother computer now. You can't upgrade this thing. Comes with an optics driver. Yeah, it's, the things they prioritize, it's an office computer. So they need CD players, but they don't need thermal management, you know? I would argue if you're going to go budget, you shouldn't go Intel. Yo, Thanos, thanks for the 25 bits.
Does the monitor matter if you're streaming?
Ooh, I forgot about the monitor. That's right. You can't just have a computer. I'm stupid. You need a monitor. Monitor, let's say, I feel like if you're really on a budget, you could probably find a monitor for $50. I'm going to say $100 though, because that's what like a brand new one would cost you. So what, $900? Boom, whatever. I would argue, nah, let's fuck it. We'll include it. We'll include it. Most people probably need a monitor. This here, it's not my favorite because of the 730. Yeah, one of these $600 to $700 things is probably your best bet. Oh, there's an open box. Ah, that's a good deal though. Okay, I mean, any of these ones that's a little under $700 is a great deal. I would say I really want to do a Ryzen 5. I would say this is probably your best bet. This is an iBuy power system. Use a TV if you have one? Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's the thing. If you didn't buy a brand new monitor, everybody's got an old monitor. I've got an old monitor in my fucking closet because I don't need 4 monitors, you know? I replaced it with an ultra sharp monitor that was on a good deal, you know? I would argue you could very easily get 2 monitors for $50 or for $50 each if you wanted to. But listen, look. $750 comes with a keyboard and mouse, okay? RGB fans if it makes you happy. Look at the inside of this thing. It still has another PCI Express. You could do a capture card. You could do a sound card. 1 stick of RAM being used, and it has 4 slots. You could upgrade to more RAM so easily. More than enough space if you want to put in a water cooler. $750. Ryzen 5 3600. 8 gigs of RAM. You can upgrade the RAM, whatever. and an RX 550, 2GB card, and an SSD. Okay? For $750, I think this is the best starting point. I would argue that you could play probably any game that you want to. Higher end games you definitely need to play on like low settings, but I would argue with this system, you could stream and play pretty much any game you want to. Pretty much any game you want to. CSGO, no problem. Overwatch, no problem. Deep Rock Galactic, Minecraft. I would argue unless what you're playing is designed to look good or is built very poorly. I'm talking Cyberpunk, Rust, GTA 5 with mods, right? Sumito, I have a major problem you may be able to answer. Why does OBS not work on my laptop? It's like the whole reason I don't stream even though I spent a rack on the rig. Do you have any more information? What do you mean does it work? Like it straight up won't start? You click streaming and nothing happens? It isn't recognizing a webcam? Bruh, this playlist slaps? Here, I got you.
Prove, this playlist slaps.
This is made by a girl named Eileen, who I found on TikTok. She was like, hey, if you want a smooth J-pop, K-pop's playlist, this one is called Walk Around the City. It's just 30 curated songs that are all kind of vibe-ish. Yo, Thanos, thanks for the bits, bro.
Okay, my mom needs a laptop for work. She's only gonna use it for Zoom and work stuff.
Just buy whatever laptop you want to. If the only thing you're going to use it for is work, like Zoom and stuff, just buy whatever your favorite looking laptop. I'm not even going to say the cheapest. Just make sure it's a Windows computer and it's brand new. Don't get a Chromebook. But outside of that, I mean, if you want to get like a $200, $250 laptop from Walmart, I mean, it'll do that. Go for it. I don't think an RX 550 enough for stream unless you're going to stream at 720p or lower, Keck W. Hey, here's a fun fact. Did you know that I exclusively stream at 720p? Did you notice? Can you tell? I know it's tough because the quality is so high quality. Sumito, could this really be at 720p? It is. Don't worry. Even guys with powerful computers like me stream at 720p. Can't stream Cyberpunk on an RX 550. I mean, I can barely stream Cyberpunk, and I have a 2070 Super. So, you know, you're not missing out there. But listen, the point is not to get a computer. So look, we're trying to do a budget build, right? We're trying to find something that's going to be good enough for stream for most people, okay? The good thing about this is that the GPU and the CPU are replaceable on the same system, okay? What do I mean by that? If you get yourself an Intel i3, they change motherboards basically every year. So if you use the i3 for 2 years and then next year you have the money for an i7, you also have to get a new motherboard and you have to get different RAM because that's all going to be different for the new chipset, which turns a $400 upgrade into a $900 upgrade, right? But if you get a Ryzen 5 3600, they've been using the AM4 socket for 10 years, right? They're always backwards compatible, or they have been so far. So given that track record, if you want to buy this system with a Ryzen 5 or even buy the system below this at $600 with a Ryzen 3, you'll probably be able to upgrade to something that's got something else. 5000 is the last gen on AM4. Okay, you say last gen, but it's been the last gen for like 10 years though. My point is, you can swap this up to a Ryzen 7 whenever you want to. And it's not like Intel where old Intel computers are impossible to find. Like, you can find old AMD CPUs, no problem. LGA 1050 plus. Yeah, exactly. What was it? Question, I remember people were saying that the RTX 2060 was not as good and everyone was praising the 30 series cards when it was announced. Is there a change now with the shortage? Oh, do I know what you're talking about? I think the reason for this... I think what you're referring to is people saying that the RTX 2060 wasn't worth it for the money when compared to a 1070. And the reason for that was because a 2060 was about as powerful as a 1070, but a 1070 you could buy cheaper than you could buy a brand new 2060, which is you're comparing a used and a new card, so it's already not fair. But it's not that it's not as good. It's just that if the only thing you were doing was gaming with it, the $400 you'd spend on a 2060 would be better spent on a used 1070. And for the same $400, you would get better gameplay out of it. But you have to factor in that, like, the card's going to be used. It's probably going to be mined on. You know, a 2060 is brand new. It has a better NVEC chip. It uses less power. Like, there's all that stuff. Is there any change now with the shortage? The only difference with the shortage is just that everything's impossible to get. If you can get a 20 series card for a good price, I say go for it. Like, if you're in the market for a GPU and you get a GPU for a good price, just buy it. Don't overthink it. Everything is so up in the air at the moment with how expensive stuff is. Could you plop the PC URL in the chat? I can. I'm not saying to exclusively buy this one. I'm just trying to give you guys the know-how so that you can go and do this research on your own. Maybe look at used computers at local computer shops. Maybe look at stuff available on Craigslist. Maybe wait for something to go on sale. Maybe you have a $200 gift card for Walmart and you need to buy a computer at Walmart, you know? Now you know what to look for, and you can look and go, hey, I learned what I learned, and now I know that this is an okay deal for me. You know what I mean? 1660 Ti was just as good as the 2060, like it wasn't even that great as RTX. That doesn't seem right. What do you consider some red flags when looking for deals? I mean, the main one that you want to look for is the price. Even if the computer is poorly built, you know, like if the motherboard isn't high quality, if it's a low wattage PSU, if it has a weird configuration of RAM, like 12 gigs, where it's like 1 8 and 1 4 gig, and it's obvious that they bought a computer with 8 gigs, added 4 more gigs, and now they're selling it for a profit. Stuff like that is red flags to me, but I don't think the average consumer, I don't think you guys, unless you're at my level of knowledge, I don't think you need to be looking for that. I think even if you get a computer that's built a little bit poorly, that has some sus configurations, I think if you get it at a good price in today's environment with how expensive computer parts are, I think you're fine. Just so long as you're not overpaying for it. If you can even get something that you're only overpaying for it by a little bit, $100, $200, you're fine. Build the computer yourself, I'm timing you out because you're clearly new and you don't listen. So long as you're not overpaying for it, you're going to be just fine, okay? In this environment, I have so many friends, at least 3 separate friends off the top of my head, that have been looking to build a computer for over 9 months. They've been like, yeah, I've got everything sorted in my PC part picker. I've bugged all of my computer friends about it. I've learned everything I can about computers, and now I'm just waiting for GPUs to drop less than $900. It's not going to fucking happen. The fact that it's been 9 months and you still haven't built a computer, you could have just bought a computer by now. And now you'd be 9 months better at Counter-Strike. You know what I mean? Learning a lot of the acronyms and little things. Listen, it's confusing. This stuff was confusing before stuff jumped up in tremendous amounts of value. Right now, like you guys saw what everybody was like at the beginning of the stream. People looked at this computer, Ryzen 7 3060 for $1,300, and they were screaming, yo, overpriced, complete ripoff, and yet you can't build this cheaper. This is literally a better... You could find the most knowledgeable computer builder in the world. And unless they're buying a GPU at MSRP, which is basically impossible at the moment, they would not be able to build you a better deal than this completely available computer at Best Buy that's not even anything special. It's a Lenovo. It's not even... Oh, it is a Legion. It is their gaming line, but still. Do not buy off of Craigslist and OfferUp. I got my last PC from OfferUp. It had bootleg Windows 10 and ended up in a perpetual startup shutdown. I mean, I would agree. If you're a beginner, don't buy stuff off of Craigslist and OfferUp. That's probably good advice. I would still say that Craigslist and OfferUp, if you can buy like a computer part, something that's very expensive, like a GPU, a CPU, and you can test them to make sure that they're working, like at this moment in time, that could save you hundreds of dollars. So it might be worth changing. For my birthday a few years ago, I was supposed to build my own PC, and my SO ended up building it for me. Yo, good job. That's a W, my guy. That's less work for you. All right, what are we doing? Okay, so we built a computer for a YouTuber, right? Here's our starting point for a streamer. Okay, I say this is a starting point for a streamer. I understand you want to take a look at this and you want to go, but Samet, it can't stream Cyberpunk. We're not looking to stream Cyber. What am I doing right now? Twitch pays my rent. I am as professional of a Twitch streamer as there are Twitch streamers. This is my job. I'm here today because I wanted to help you guys, but also because I needed to pay my rent, right? And I don't stream big... What was the last game that I streamed that had a tremendous amount of effort? We've been streaming Deep Rock. I think I played Teamfight Tactics at one point. We're browsing the web right now and we have 100 people watching. Like, you don't need to be streaming Cyberpunk. Stream Stardew Valley. Stream Minecraft. You know? Install some Terraria mods. Get that shit going. Right? Arguably, are there upgradable laptops? There are not laptops that you can upgrade the core components. The CPU, GPU is always going to remain the same. Generally on laptops, the only thing you can upgrade are the storage and the memory, the RAM and the hard drive / solid state drive. And even that's not true on every laptop. That does introduce an interesting point. If you're looking for a laptop, don't look at the RAM. Look for the best CPU and the best GPU you can for the price. Don't worry about the hard drive. Don't worry about the RAM. Get the best CPU and the best GPU you can for the price, because those are the two parts that you won't be able to upgrade later on your laptop. And then if you need more RAM, you can upgrade that. If you need a different hard drive, bigger hard drive, faster solid state drive, you can upgrade that, right? I used to work in PC sales, and the amount of times that I would see people buy a $900 computer because it had an SSD versus a $500 computer that had a hard drive, and that was the only difference. They were different computers, so they looked different. Astonished me. I learned two things. One, people will pay for convenience. If they want to pay $400 because in their head they're like, I have to have a solid state drive, so they'll pay for it and they'll take it. That's fine. But like me, as somebody who's perfectly comfortable upgrading computers, taking apart laptops, obviously I'm going to save the $400 and upgrade the SSD myself for $100. But the other thing I learned is that you can't tell people how to spend their money. I would look at that as a waste of $400. But with how many people bought the upgraded computer, those people are never going to open their laptop. They're never going to take the time to. If they don't buy it with an SSD, their computer just straight up isn't going to have an SSD, right? So to them, it makes sense to pay for the SSD because that's the only way they're getting an SSD. And I learned to stop judging people because of that. You know, they pay extra money to get conveniences in their laptop when I know how to fix computers, so I wouldn't do the same. But I pay for conveniences to have my car fixed when I don't know how to fix my car, right? So, you know, everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. New Razer laptops have soldered RAM, and it's the only thing putting me off. Well, new Razer laptops are fucking clean, though. Like, I used to really look down upon laptops that had soldered RAM. This is RAM that's basically built into the motherboard. They're not removable, so basically you can't upgrade them. But the reason they do that is because they do those sleek aluminum bodies. Like, they don't want to make it so that you can open it and remove stuff. They don't want to build the laptop in a way that's easy for you to remove stuff. They would rather build it in a way that's super compact to them and allows them to distribute the heat and everything in the most efficient way possible without having to factor in, oh, is the user going to be able to access the RAM and the hard drive, right? They build it in that way, and their computers have incredible thermals. Incredible thermals. Razer laptops are so quiet. They're so quiet. They're basically black MacBook Pros. That's basically what they are. They're aluminum. They're thin. They feel premium. I love Razer laptops. Just from like a user perspective. I love that they light up. I love the way the keyboards feel. They make some fancy fucking laptops. I learned which store you need to pick is when the tech guy asks you, what do you want from a computer? Because when they ask you how much money you have, that place is scam you. Yes. I mean, to be fair, as a professional salesman, they always taught us to ask people, you know, what do you use your laptop for? And get a feel not for what kind of laptop they want. Because 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. They don't actually know what kind of computer they think they need. They just have all the knowledge that they got from their computer friends. But the thing that you need to learn is, what do you use your computer for? What do you do for a living? That sort of stuff. And then it's very easy to recommend a computer. Okay. So as a Twitch streamer, you would want one of the... What do you guys think we should do a build with a camera? Do you guys think we should do a build with a camera, or do you think we should stick with a webcam? Probably a webcam, right? I feel like most people aren't going to... A camera's an expensive upgrade. Never tell a salesman your budget. Well, that's true with cars. I would argue if you're buying a laptop... I don't know. I think it depends. If when it comes to laptops, and if you don't know anything about a laptop, you should probably let them know if you're a gamer. Zephyrs don't actually come with a webcam, believe it or not. No, I believe it. Asus, it seems like a cheap move, but Asus actually did a smart thing there. Because on the Zephyrus laptops, those are their hyper premium laptops. They're the nicest laptops Asus makes, right? The Zephyrus is the top of the top of the top of the line of the Republic of Gamers. When they make a Zephyrus laptop, they're thinking, who is this for? It's for a gamer or a video editor or a super premium user, right? Is that user going to use the shitty built-in laptop on a laptop, built-in webcam on a laptop? No, absolutely not. They never will. So you can buy their high-quality webcam, which just clips onto the top, and use that video quality. You can use a dedicated DSLR camera or whatever you're going to do, right? But Asus decided, hey, it's going to cost us money to put in a webcam. Nobody fucking uses the web. Nobody's streaming using the laptop webcam. Why the fuck are we including this? They would already have a camera if they were going to use it. Exactly, yeah. So, like, if it saves them money, then whatever. Have you gone over microphones or interfaces? So, here's I'm going to do another poll. Please only respond to this poll if you have a genuine interest in the build that we're doing, right? If you already know everything about computers, don't just tilt this up one way or another, right? We're going to do a new poll. What build would you need help with, okay? So we're going to say a budget build, and let's say that's like under 1.5K, or a quote-unquote average build, and we'll say that's over 2K, right? I'm going to start this poll. For a Twitch streamer, would you guys want to see like the cheapest bare bones build that we could reasonably put together with upgradability that you could start with right now and be like, hey, mom, I need this much money, or I need to save this much money for my summer job just to get started with low-level streaming, then I can upgrade it along the way? Or would you rather take a look at a build that's more like, hey, I have Christmas money, I can spend $2,000 on this over the next year or so. What can I buy that once I buy it, I'm not going to need to upgrade it, and I'm going to be able to basically have Sumito set up? I would argue you could probably get my quality of everything for around $2,000, maybe less than $2,000. Back in my time, budget called for under 500. Well, look, this is not a PC, okay? This is a streaming setup. Camera, microphone, monitors, Stream Deck, everything, okay? Everything. Who the hell is giving you $2,000 for Christmas? I don't know. If you have a big family, you might not have $2,000 for Christmas, but if mom can buy you a graphics card, if your grandma can buy you a monitor, if your sister can help chip in for the mechanical keyboard, you know what I mean? Where's our results looking like? We are at 70%. You want to take a look at a budget build. Okay, we're doing a budget build. So let's start with the PC. Okay, so this PC is, this is the Twitch budget build. Kinda. I'm going to put kinda there. Okay, so the PC is $750. Okay, the PC is $750. We're going to try and add some notes to everything so that you guys understand, okay? So it's an AMD 5 RT, what is it? An RX 550 build, okay? RX 550 build. Okay. Okay for mid-level games and streaming. Leaves options for all upgrades down the line. And when I say all upgrades, I mean you can upgrade the GPU, you can upgrade the CPU, you can upgrade the RAM. None of that is being limited because we have a shitty motherboard or an inadequate power supply or an Intel CPU from last generation, and now you can't buy one from this generation. You see what I mean? I want to spend 15 minutes showing you Excel basics. I understand. It's not great. Okay. If we're under a budget, I would say for the camera, you're using a Logitech webcam. Logitech C920. Guys, am I wrong? I'm pretty sure you can get a C920 for $50, no? Yeah, they're 60. Look, they're $60 at Walmart. Yeah, I'm calling it $60. I'm calling it $60. Top rated Logitech 1080p webcam. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any specific, hey Cement, what about this? What about that? Hey Cement, aren't you forgetting this? Hey Cement, what if that? Throw it in chat. I'm constantly looking for information like this. If this isn't teaching you anything, if you're still confused, I'm not doing my job. Okay, so let me know. What about a gaming chair? I want to get a normal office chair. I'm going to be honest. I want to get a normal office chair. This chair is not giving me a ton of support. It's honestly pretty bad. It's a pretty bad chair. Toe picks this month? Joshy. Oh, I have to send out the Patreon. I got some nice cards for you and Angie, the top ranks on the Patreon thing. So I'll be sending those out soon. You guys will be getting some stuff in the mail probably next week, maybe. Okay. Camera. Do you guys think you need lights? Do you guys think lights are important? Not like RGB lights in the background, but do you think I should include lights to light up your face? Is that an important thing? To most of you guys, is your room too dark for you to just use a webcam? Is my question. Do you think most people wouldn't be able to just get a webcam and stick it at their face? Do you think that would be too poor of image quality for most people? Strongly recommend Steelcase official chairs. Pricey but fucking worth it. Oh, they're $1,000, bro. Oh, but I've sat in these before though. No, I know what these are. Kareem bought a used Herman Miller chair for $700, but he sits in it all day. He said it was an investment. I want to get one. I just don't have the money for it, but I absolutely should spend the money and get one of those. If it's budget, you don't need lights. Do you need to definitely buy a mechanical keyboard? Absolutely not. That being said, have you guys seen the Red Dragon mechanical keyboards? This Red Dragon mechanical keyboard, it's the one I'm using currently. These things are $35. And they use TKL blue switches. So, if you want a mechanical keyboard, but you don't have mechanical keyboard money, $35? Sumito using cheap stuff? My fucking ducky broke. What do you want? I can't just drop $130 on a keyboard. I'm a streamer. I got to be able to afford, other things like rent. I feel like you need, Elgato key lights are too much, right? Let's come back to lighting. I think we need lighting. Oh, yeah, they're too... Oh, the Key Light Air is only $120. Is this one piece? Nah, that's probably too much, right? Okay, we'll come back to lighting. I want to do audio interface first. So currently we're at $800. I would say the keyboard comes with the PC comes with a keyboard and mouse, by the way. You can get a gaming keyboard and mouse, but that all desktops come with a keyboard and mouse. What is a TKL blue switch? It's a Chinese switch that has tactile feedback. What else do you need to be a Twitch streamer? You definitely need a webcam, in my opinion. You definitely need a Logitech camera. I don't know if I want to recommend a Yeti microphone. How much is a Scarlett Solo? Scarlett Solo's $80. I would argue this is worth it. You can disagree with me, but I would argue this is worth it. Scarlett Solo. This is a 4th generation, right? Yeah, I would argue this is worth it. Sumito, do you really need an audio interface for a budget build? I would argue yes. I would argue yes. Get an audio interface. It's $100. It'll make it considerably better microphone quality. And then get an SM57. Get an SM57. Or 58, sorry. Get an SM58. This is the microphone I'm using currently. Is an SM58. Right? You can buy these for so incredibly cheap on eBay. And this is the microphone that you see on everybody's fucking stage. $60, $70. Maybe a Samsung. What is the Samsung microphone? What is the Samsung microphone that's similar? No. A Samsung. What is the Samsung microphone everybody uses? The XLR one. Is it this one? Yeah, the Q2U. There you go. I used to use this when I was doing my... I have this microphone in one of my drawers. Right here. USB XLR. $60. If you get a Scarlett, why not a condenser? Because condensers are more expensive, and most people aren't in noise-treated rooms. So it's going to be better for them to get a dynamic mic or a broadcast microphone, and then it'll inherently make their audio sound better because they're probably going to have bounces in the room. As a streamer, even if you have a noise-treated room, the fact that I have this giant desk and these 3 monitors bouncing all this audio off, I have a condenser microphone right next to me. I have a... What is that? An AT2035. AT3035? One of the Audio-Technica microphones. And I don't use it because it's just too echoey, even though it's a higher quality microphone. So this is $60. It is a USB mic. Okay? Samsung Q2U. Okay? This is $60, and it can be used solo. So if you don't have the $100 for the audio interface, you can just buy the Samsung microphone for $60, and then you have the option of buying the audio interface later for $100. Sumito, don't mean to repeat myself, but I'm genuinely curious on your opinion on Blue Yetis. I think they're okay. I think if you just want a microphone to plug in and use, you're probably still better off with the Samsung Q2U, and then you have the upgradability. But... you know, Blue Snowballs are $50. I used to use a Blue Snowball. I also used to use a Yeti Pro. I had a Blue Snowball, and I had a Blue Yeti, and I had a Blue Yeti Pro. I used all of that, and then I jumped up to the 2035, or the, what is it? The Audio-Technica AT2035, something like that, right? And then I swapped between that and a shotgun and this. Like, I've used so many microphones in my career. Like, they're all reasonable. It's really whatever's in your budget. You're probably best off with the Samsung Q2U, though. Okay. Let's factor in everything. You probably need a mic arm, right? You probably don't just want this thing on a tripod somewhere. These cheap ones aren't the best, but they do work, and I used one for a while. I would argue you should probably just get one of the $20 ones. Mic arm for $20. Okay. The Samsung Q2U, if I'm not mistaken... well, the mic arm comes with a pop filter, so you don't need to get a pop filter. Okay. So what do we have? For the budget build, we have perfectly capable PC, Logitech camera, audio, mic arm. That's pretty much it. I would say, yeah. I mean, if you type in lighting, or maybe key lights, not by Elgato. I mean, you don't need to get this expensive of one. Like the ones that I have, here, I'll show you. I have the snack cam, right? Where's the snack cam? Oh, here it is. So here's the lighting that I'm using. I use these big softbox lights. I have that ring light, which I don't use for streaming, but I do keep that on when I'm doing YouTube recording. That's the other softbox. The reason I have these giant softboxes is because I have that big green screen behind me, right? And I need to keep that lit up evenly. So those lights aren't actually pointed at me. They're pointed at the light behind me, okay? Now, you could get away with a lamp from Target. You could get away with an Elgato key light. You could get away with a lot of different things. I think it kind of depends on your budget. I would say, because the key light's $120, let's say lighting is $100. I don't think it's ever a generic price for options between a lamp and a key light. Okay, I think that's up to you. I think the next important thing would be lighting. But at that point, I think if you have real lighting, a Logitech webcam, a microphone arm, an audio interface, I think at that point between audio and video, you have a better Twitch setup than most people. I think with a little bit of tweaking of color saturation and making sure that you have the right things available to you, this setup right here will have you looking good as any other streamer. Okay? I don't think it's necessary for you to have a Stream Deck, but since we factored in lighting and everything, let's factor in a Stream Deck. How much is a Stream Deck? A Stream Deck's $100, right? $150? Okay. We'll factor that in. Memes. And let's add that up. I think that's everything that you need. So much I got my buddy who streams to buy 220 LED video lights and 2 small tabletop tripods. He has them above his monitor left and right and it lights them up well. Yeah, see, if you know what to get for lighting... See, my worry is that I don't know all that much about lighting outside of a photography sense. So I don't want to get, like, LED light boxes that just, like, blow your fucking eyes out. You know what I mean? Like, you need diffusers for some of those lightings, or they're meant to flip around, right? Will I become a real gamer girl if I follow along the stream? I think so. Absolutely. What's going on? Use a virtual Stream Deck, maybe? Well, I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to. I think it's reasonable for you to want to just say, hey, you don't need an audio interface. You don't need lighting. You don't need a Stream Deck. Let's take that $350 and instead of buying this build with an RX 550, let's upgrade to something that has a 3070 in it, right? I think it's reasonable for someone to go, let's just spend more money on the PC. I would argue that a lower-end PC and more money put into production, like lighting and audio and what have you, for 90% of streamers is going to make a bigger difference. Your computer able to play higher demanding games is not going to make you a better streamer, whereas better audio quality and better lighting is probably going to make it easier for you to just sit. Like most people can't do this. Most people can't just zoom in on their face, have a nice background, because they don't have the lighting. This looks like garbage to most people who zoom in this far because they're using a webcam. They have no lighting. The only way they look good is if they're this tiny 1-inch box over here in the corner of the screen, right? So I think it's important that you have that kind of option, right? Where are we at with the total here? 750? That's 250 there. That's 1,000. 1,100? 1,220? 1,240? $1,240? Someone double check my math. I would argue this could be $1,100 without the audio interface, because if you're using the Samsung Q2U, you don't necessarily need the audio interface. If you really wanted to, you could knock this down to under 1,000 by getting rid of the audio interface and the Stream Deck for the time being. Yo, Sumito, important question. Where do you go to get a background made for you? I found a Twitter artist. I just found somebody who did these really cool GIF backgrounds. And I was like, yo, can you do one for me? And it took like 5 months because it took her a while to get the idea down. And then she got like fucking kicked out of the country she was staying in. And then I got COVID. And then she got her computer back up and running. And then I got appendicitis. And then finally we finished it. Like it took forever. What do you ask specifically? Where do you go to get a background made for you? Twitter artists, find somebody whose art you like, and they almost definitely will do it for you. If not, I don't know. I don't like just recommending Twitter artists because a lot of them are kind of assholes and they're not super useful. Enter some. Is that how I do it? Oh, no, wait. Wait, how do I do it? Enter equal sum on the cell and then select the cells you entered the price. Enter sum like that? No? Not that cell? Oh. So wait, select these. And then up here, do I do enter equal sum? Oh, okay. I understand. Okay. Sum. So B2, comma B8. Like that? B2, B8. How's the total $900? That's not right. Oh, not comma. Not comma. Sorry. Colon. There we go. Yeah, 1240. Cool. Okay, guys. You can't be teaching me how to do stuff in the stream where I'm teaching you how to do stuff, okay? It's illegal. So this is a budget Twitch build. Now, this is factoring in if you don't have a computer, okay? Sumito, wouldn't you be able to do this with the same computer that I bought off of eBay for $100? Yes. Sumito, instead of using a webcam, couldn't I just use my phone? Yes. Sumito, couldn't I use my phone for all of this if I'm an IRL streamer? Yes. Okay? There are many differences that you could do. What I want you guys to see is to just have this number in your head, okay? If you pick up a summer job and you make $1,000, I want you to know that you're pretty close to being able to become a streamer. Maybe in your head you think being a streamer requires $5,000 worth of computer parts. And I'm showing you that that's not the case. And you think, oh, I was going to go on vacation and spend this $800. But really, I do want to get into streaming. Maybe it's better if I just do this. You know, I want you to know these numbers. Okay? Just for fun, I would like to take a look at my build. So this is the Twitch media build. Okay? I think this will be fun to take a look at. Now, I did not buy all of this at once. Okay? I did not buy all of these things at once. This took many years. And keep in mind, a lot of the stuff that I have, I would not have if this wasn't my job. Okay? So I don't want you to take a look at the things that I have and think, oh, you know, this is what you need to be a streamer. You absolutely don't need this to be a streamer. I would argue that I'm a streamer despite my setup. Oh, add another $100 to the build we just did because you need a monitor, right? But give or take, I think no matter what, for $1,200, you could have a respectable streaming setup, okay? First off, PC. Let's go to PC part picker, just because that's the easiest way to map everything out. System builder. Okay, CPU. We are using a Ryzen 7 3700X. I want to go with round numbers. I don't want to necessarily use... I guess we can use Newegg. How do you set this to, Oh, add. Sorry. Okay. CPU cooler. I'm using an all-in-one cooler. Oh, sorry. AIO. I am using... Oh, no? Okay. It's not Cooler Master. What am I using? A Corsair. Corsair H100X. That's fine. Motherboard. I don't remember what motherboard I'm using. I do know I'm using a 570X motherboard. Or wait, what is it? X570? X570 motherboard. It is... I think it's an Asus TUF. Very cheap motherboard. Memory, we are running on 32 gigatits of relatively fast memory. We are at Oh, we can't search by speed? Interesting. Oh, yeah, we can. Here we go. We are not at 4,000. We are at... It's not Trident, though. 3,200. Yeah, there you go. $200. Mine's 4 sticks of 8, but I don't think that matters. Storage, we don't need to be too serious about the storage. Because storage is going to be up and down, but I do have a 500 gig SSD, and then I also have a 2 terabyte, I have a 500 gig SSD, NVMe. I have another 500 gig SSD standard. And then I also have a 2 terabyte hard drive. $50 sounds reasonable. Okay. Video card, we are using a 2070 Super. I have the EVGA. Is it this one? I think it's that one. It's not $2,200. Oh, but GPUs are expensive. This isn't fair, but this is what GPUs cost right now. So that's not fair, but we need to add it at the price that it's at. That's not fair, though. Case, I am using the Corsair. Oh, this is right. My case is the 570X RGB in black. $180. Yep. Power supply, I am using a 1200 watt Platinum. $350. Operating system, that's not fair to add. That's not fair to add. We know that's not fair to add. And monitors, I am using a Dell G-Sync. 1440p, 27 inches, 75 hertz though. No, I don't know the model number of this thing, but I do know that it's 144 hertz and it has G-Sync. It's this one though. Yeah, TN panel, 155 hertz. Yeah, it's one of these. But yeah, it's $400 for my main monitor. And then I have 2 side monitors, both of which are just Dell whatever monitors. They're 1080p. $1920, 1080. They're IPS though. They're not $200. Yeah, let's go with this. I think $150 is fair. I have 2 of them though. I'm not going to find the same one. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time doing this. 1920, 1080. Another $150. And then, yeah, there are other things to add here because that's not everything. But not including my keyboard and mouse, my Stream Deck, or anything, the computer alone that I'm running on would run you $4,500 because of the GPU. Even if the GPU was reasonable, like a brand new 2070 Super is $600, right? And the price that we have here is $2,200. So this would be $1,800 less. This setup would still run you $2,800. Is that math right? 4,500 minus the 1,800 overprice of the GPU. Yeah, my rig would still cost you $2,700. Let's go with 2,800. I feel like 4,400 is unnecessary. Not including current inflation of GPU prices. $2,800, okay? Camera, this is the sort of annoying thing, is I'm using a Sony A6300, which is a $750 camera, and I'm using a new Sony 20mm G lens, which is a $900 lens. So it's $1,650 for the Sony A6300 plus Sony 20mm G lens. Very expensive camera setup. However, right, I used a webcam for a long time. You know, if you guys take a look at my early YouTube videos, and we come all the way down to these early ones.
So then I said to him, "You ought to
Oh my god, I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in years. Is this what it's like to be a commoner? Look at this. Look, I have my softbox lights in the back because I didn't have space behind my computer because I'm pressed up against the wall. This is what my camera quality used to look like. The glow up. This is what a Logitech webcam looks like. But hey, I was making memes. I was making videos, you know? I was also wearing a suit and gelling up my hair at 3 in the morning after I got off work to record these things. But you can do it, you know? God, look at this. Who the fuck watched these videos back then, man? Anyway. Camera setup's expensive, but you got to get up there, okay? Lights. The soft boxes were $300. The ring light was $150, so $450 in lights. Audio is a $80 microphone. I have a Scarlett Duo, which is $150, so $240 plus the arm. $300 is probably fair. Right? Keyboard and mouse, because I'm not using the stock keyboard and mouse, but $40 keyboard, $40 mouse, so call it $100 for most people. Stream Deck, $150. I mean, I don't want to include stuff like my Nintendo Switch and what have you, but this is that's fair. Yeah. B7. $5,500. God damn, bro. $5,500. That's computer, camera, lights, and that's basically it. Like, only $200 of this is extra stuff that you might not need. But just to get this shitty fucking face of an image. Holy shit. Not counting your fleshlight? That's right. Not counting the fleshlight. Okay, what other goals did we have? What else can we learn here? Priced out a Twitch and YouTube PC. We compared some pre-builts. We priced out some computers. Does anybody have any other questions about computers specifically? I think we'll transition into sort of becoming a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber and sort of what you need to keep in mind for that. But how do you guys feel about computers? Has anybody learned anything? Do you guys know anything? Do we feel educated? Is that a no? We learned. Sumito ghosted. I learned nothing, but I had fun. Good. I just got here. Can you start over? No. You put my mind at ease about buying a Razer Blade. Dude, don't let anybody bully you about computer stuff, okay? Like, it is so easy to not own stuff and then just talk about how overpriced everything is. It costs $0 to hate on the Razer Blade. It costs several $1,000s to actually buy one and be able to enjoy it. You're the alpha one in that situation. Don't let anybody talk shit about stuff that you have unless they have it themselves, bro. Our audio interface is super necessary. Would just a microphone be an okay starting point? Perfectly capable, okay starting point. The reason that I include the audio interface is because I feel like that is the most underappreciated and undervalued upgrade that most Twitch streamers could make. They use a microphone that's plugged directly into their computer with no interface, and it sounds much worse. It's not bad. It's not going to be the difference between you being a good streamer and a bad streamer. But $100 to upgrade to an audio interface is a way better use of money than upgrading your GPU or upgrading to a better camera. I feel like, what do audio interfaces do? They make you sound better. They make you sound better. A real microphone with an audio interface will make you sound like me. Whereas, you know, if you didn't have an audio interface, you would sound like somebody, you'd sound like Too Mad, basically, or Tyler One. Those guys don't use interfaces. You would sound like them. And if you're somebody like me who spends a lot of time talking to your chat, I feel like it's pretty important to sound good. The face when I learned that I should feel pretty good about my $2,000 2017 build that still keeps pace with the PC part lickers list. Yeah, you're fine. Listen, The only people who are going to be making fun of you for overpaying on a computer are people who can't afford shit. Nobody who really knows what they're talking about when it comes to PC parts, when it comes to building computers, when it comes to trying to make systems, to be a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer, is ever going to make you feel bad about having a computer or building your own system. It's just not true, bro. It's just not the case. When you see how expensive stuff are, when you've helped thousands of people build computers, little stuff does not matter. Yo, Sausage Toast, thanks for the 1 month, homie. Appreciate it, my guy.
Did you get cornrows?
I did not get cornrows. I've got my hair tied back. It's just very tight. Oh, that wasn't 1 month. That was 11 months. Sorry. You're almost at the 1 year club, bro. I thought building a PC was cheaper, but you might taught me a pre-built has been cheaper. That's the crazy thing. Buying a pre-built it shouldn't even be a question that it is cheaper right now because of how expensive it is to buy PC parts. But having worked in PC sales for as long as I did, it has been about the same price to buy a good pre-built. There were still overpriced ones, don't get me wrong. But it has been about the same price to buy a quality pre-built as it is to build a computer, and that has been the case for at least 3 to 5 years. Sumito, please get cornrows. I'm not getting cornrows. As a matter of fact, I'm putting my hair down. We're getting the rock star hair out. We're going full this. Were there any brands that were notoriously overpriced in their pre-builds? It depends on what you mean by overpriced, but the most expensive pre-builts you're going to see are going to be from Asus's Republic of Gamers, and the number one spot, obviously, Dell's Alienware. Alienware is going to be the most expensive desktop. I would argue to an extent, I still wouldn't call them overpriced. They are way more expensive if the only thing you're looking at is the hardware. But nobody's buying an Alienware because they want to get a good value for their money. They're buying an Alienware because they want the Gucci of desktops. They want the brand name, fuck your Asian heritage. My whole family has Alienwares. I don't step out of the house unless I'm within 10 feet of an Alienware. All I use is dominating hardware. And, they do their shit well. They have a clean aesthetic. They have the most powerful computers on the market. They were the first laptop to include a desktop-grade CPU. They are the first laptop to do over 100 gigs of RAM. Like, they do their shit, bro. But yeah, they're dummy expensive. They're absolutely overpriced. They're not as overpriced as people make them seem to be, though. A lot of their computers are expensive just because they're absolute monsters of PCs. I've heard of this and kind of a meme. How did this meme come to be? So when pre-builts were tremendous ripoffs 5+ years ago, when it was okay to make fun of people for buying a pre-built, because you could literally buy like $1,000 pre-built and you could build it for like $400. You could spend $3,000 on a pre-built and building it would cost you like $1,500, right? They were actual ripoffs. Dell and Alienware were the worst offenders in that era. And as a result, most people have a pretty bad taste in their mouth from that. Modern day Alienwares are monsters, though. They are the most expensive computers you can buy, but they are absolute monsters. Like, half their lineup is fucking water-cooled. Dell uses proprietary parts, however. They still use form factors you can find spares for. Dell also sells so many computers that while the parts are proprietary, like, they're not impossible to find. So, like, proprietary doesn't even feel like the right word. If you need a part for a Dell computer that only Dell makes, there's a whole used market for it still. So there's also that. Sumito Media, what conditioner do you use? You have beautiful shiny hair. It's like black gold. Hey, thank you. I use a 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner called Everyman Jack. This stuff. Everyman Jack. I use this is body wash, but the bottles look the same. They have a shampoo conditioner. I use the citrus flavored one. It's kind of expensive. These small bottles are like $20, but it's what Amazon says is good for you. Old Dells use ATX power supplies. The new power supplies use a server form factor. Yeah, they use those weird half-size bricks. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we should move into some YouTube and Twitch advice. For a quick second, don't meme this. If you are currently streaming or YouTubing, or have some aspiration of maybe one day streaming or YouTubing, not necessarily professionally, but even as just a hobby, just something that maybe I do it a couple times a day just so my friends can watch me or something. If you've ever had an interest in that, I would like you to drop a Keck W in chat. Wait, that's not how you do it. Drop a Keck W in chat. Drop one of those in chat if you are currently streaming or YouTubing, or if you have some aspiration to stream or YouTube sometime in the future. Okay? I'm going to run to the bathroom, but let me see how the chat looks. I'll be right back.
What are you doing, step bro?
My head's starting to hurt, so I'm also going to grab some water. Give me one more sec. Okay. Okay. Okay, where do we go? What do we got? We got yeah, look at that. We got a whole row of Keck W's. Look at that. Plenty of people. Okay. That was Tylenol, not Molly. Relate it. Okay, let's get rid of these. Don't need these anymore. I would say let's do this. Okay, so I would say there is a lot of generic Twitch and YouTube advice that I'm sure you guys have heard that I feel like can very easily be put into one of two categories. Without exception, okay? And that's just generally good advice and bad advice. Okay? There's good advice, and then there's bad advice. And I feel like it is actually not very intuitive which is which, okay? So what I would like to do, chat, if we could play around for a bit here, let me know a piece of commonly used, commonly given advice for Twitch streamers and YouTubers, okay? Something that everybody says, they're like, oh, you want to grow a Twitch stream? You want to be a YouTuber? Here's some advice. Here's what good YouTubers do. Here's what good Twitch streamers do. What do people say? Okay? And I will log it between good advice and bad advice, and we'll talk about it, okay? From a business perspective, how do you budget taxes without Excel? Genuine question. I don't actually buy all that many things for YouTube and Twitch. Everything that I do purchase, and it's usually new hardware, sometimes it's games. Games and software are automatically logged on my accounts. And anything else, I keep a Word document where I just type in, hey, on this month I spent this much money on this thing. And then, you know, I don't know, taxes kind of work themselves out. Okay. Short intros are better. Absolutely. Short intro. Get into it quickly.
What are you doing, step bro?
This might be the best advice I personally have received. How do I reattach the toolbar? There we go. This might be the best advice. If I could go back in time and give Sumito one piece of advice to upgrade his YouTube game, it would be this. Shorten your intro. Shorten your intro. I think making my intro just a quick 3-second thing on YouTube has made a bigger difference than basically anything else I have done on my channel. I really think that's all it is. Because people don't give a fuck. They just don't care about your intro. They don't want to click on a video and listen to you say what the title is. I already read the titles. Become friends with Internet Historian. It's good advice. It's hard to implement. I don't think everybody can do that. Short intros, yes. Do it because you enjoy it, not to grow an audience. That is common advice. I think it's bad advice. I think it's bad advice. Don't worry about growing. I think it's bad advice. I think it's also good advice, but I think it's mostly bad advice, okay? So let's break this one down, all right? Let's break this one down. Don't worry about growing. Just do it because you like it, okay? I think on YouTube, this is probably universally good advice. I think if you're making YouTube videos, no matter how you make them, so long as they have your personality in them, so long as you care about what you're making, you don't need to worry about growing. Just keep making videos, stay consistent. It might take a few years, but even if you're doing a good job at growing, it's going to take a few years. You're going to learn so much in just doing videos that you care about, doing videos that you care about, doing videos that matter to you, doing videos that provide value to people, that you're going to learn way more than trying to sit down and min-max every little thing to make sure your videos go viral. On YouTube, it's good advice. On Twitch, it is terrible advice. You cannot do a stream and not worry about growing. You can't do a stream just because you enjoy it. That's the truth of the matter. Most people just play video games. Most people just play games. They just hang out with their friends. They just stream because they like the idea of being a streamer. And that just simply, it just isn't fun to watch, you know? Everybody that's here watching me do what I do on Twitch, you're not here because you love watching me just do whatever, right? You're here because I'm providing some sort of value to you. It might be that you feel good to support your boy Sumito. It might be that you're genuinely curious about learning some stuff about how to be a YouTuber and Twitch streamer. It might be just flat out entertainment. Watching me struggle with Excel. Watching me shoot people in the streets while dressed like a cop. Whatever it may be. But if the only thing I was doing is playing League of Legends with my friends, not looking at chat, not doing anything interesting, not giving you guys sub goals, not doing the occasional stream that's just about talking to chat, if I did that every stream forever, this would absolutely be terrible, terrible advice to be a Twitch streamer. What's this advice about? Is it about how to get into Twitch? It is about how to get into Twitch. What isn't that what the title is? Yeah, how to be a gamer. Yeah, that's what we're here for. What other advice have you guys been given? What other advice do you guys have? Do you remember the old classic YouTube where people had like 5-minute long intros that were just video game trailer footage set to epic music? Yes. Or the 3D spinning Minecraft intros. You guys remember that shit? You need an audience elsewhere before starting an audience on Twitch? That's absolutely true. I think it's possible that that doesn't need to be true, but I think it's absolutely true. Copy EDP? Nope, don't recommend that. That's bad advice. Don't do that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? It's about forming a community. That's true. It's not about your setup. It's all about your setup. Is that really advice? Is anybody getting advice that says Twitch is all about the hardware and the setup that you have? I don't think anybody thinks that. I don't think anybody's sitting at home going, man, my stream would be way better if I had a better camera. I don't think anybody actually thinks that. You said something the other day when you were recording about the length of YouTube videos. No, I don't think that. I think that your length of YouTube videos need to just match what you're doing. If you're doing video game content, I don't think you should be making shorter videos. I think you need to make nice long videos that people can kind of relax and listen to. If you're doing informative videos, I think you need to be in and out as quick as you can. But yeah, I think the length of your thing just needs to be just needs to match the content you're doing. Should I just stick with one game or thing or do whatever I like? Here we go. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good advice. Find a niche. Good advice. Find a niche. I think that is absolutely good advice. Okay. I think a good advice is to find your niche. Okay. I think bad advice is to stay in your niche. I think this is bad advice. Okay? Don't worry, I'm explaining everything as we go. You should absolutely find a niche. This is true. If you show up to a Sumito Media stream and for some reason we're knitting and it's someone else here, why the fuck would you be here? You know what I mean? You came here. If you came here and it's the exact same stream, somebody else and they're knitting, but you came here because you wanted to watch somebody knitting, the stream is the same, but the difference on the audience and whether or not they're going to stay and watch you is completely set upon their expectation of what you do. And having a niche lets everybody know, hey, I'm a Pokemon streamer. I'm a Pokemon YouTuber. That's what you're going to find here. And because you're setting their expectations in line with what you do, you're going to get a positive experience every single time. I've heard a lot of people suggest playing less known games or games that not many are streaming. So I would say bad advice would be to try and game the system. Okay? Bad advice, try to game the system. So your friend is saying, so here's how Twitch works, right? Let's go to twitch.com. If you go to Twitch and you go into a game category, let's go Fortnite. In Fortnite, the top streamer has 3.8 thousand viewers. Okay. Oh, actually, this is recommended for you. Let's go. Views high to low. This is how it normally is. 6,000, 5,000, 5,000, 4,000, blah, blah, blah. Generally, the only way Twitch recommends people to you is if you have a huge amount of people watching. If I were to stream Fortnite right now, even though there are currently 100,000 people watching Fortnite, because so many people, like even if we scroll down a bunch, there's 250 people watching. Look at how far we'd have to scroll until we get into people that are around 100 viewers. This is where my stream would be. My stream in an ocean of all these other people streaming, and I'm nowhere near the top. What's the chance somebody's just going to click on my stream randomly? There's almost none. Meanwhile, if we take a look at something like Police Simulator, Patrol Officers, the game we were playing on Saturday, you know, the top 2 streamers have 1,000 viewers each, but then it's only 3 more streamers that are at like 150 viewers. I would be right here or right here. I would be in the top row of a game that has 7,500 people watching. So it makes way more sense for me to play this stream, even though this game has less than 10% of the people watching as Fortnite. The difference between being the number 5 streamer here and the number 70 streamer in Fortnite is massive. Makes way more sense for me to be streaming this game. Plus, this game is new. There's probably a lot more people who want to click and just see what this game is about, rather than people who, you know, the people in Fortnite, they're not just watching any Fortnite streamer. They're watching their favorite Fortnite streamer, right? They're not even clicking between a bunch of different streamers to see who's doing what. So in that regard, yes, it does make sense for you to play games that have a better chance of getting people to watch you play. I, however, also believe that you shouldn't try to game the system, right? Sumito, if I change into a lesser-known game, will I have more people watching me? Yes. Sumito, if more people are watching me, that means I'm a better streamer, right? Wrong. Incorrect. If the only thing you're doing to get up to 100 people watching you is putting giveaway in your title so people think they're going to get a giveaway, or exclamation point drops and they leave you muted in another tab, or you're only playing games that are going to skyrocket your viewers because you're playing unknown games, people aren't watching you because you're getting better at streaming. Your numbers are only going up artificially because you're gaming the system in every way you know how. The correct thing to do is to become better at streaming. Do streams like what I'm doing now. Is this interesting in like a gaming competitive sense? No. But to the few people that are going to find it interesting to receive some of this advice, whether they want to be a streamer or they just find it interesting to know a little bit of the behind the scenes of what it's like being a streamer, you think Pokimane ever sits down and does this? You think big streamers who get thousands of dollars a day every time they get a quadra kill are going to waste the time to sit down and just talk to their stream like this? Of course they're not, right? The sort of value that you can provide is completely based on how you can make your audience appreciate what you're doing. And the better that you understand that, and the better that you get at that, no amount of gaming the system will ever let a bad streamer outperform a better streamer when it comes to building an audience. So, bad advice. If somebody says, yo, man, you got to just stream this game, everybody fucks with it. Yo, Gartoon, thanks for the bits, bro.
I like this, man. This is helping a lot. Have some yitties.
Yo, appreciate the yitties, my guy. Laserpig, good advice. Interact with your audience, reply to comments, heart them. Yeah. I mean, let people know. Like, listen, I would not be doing this sort of thing if people weren't watching. You know, this would not be helpful to anybody if you guys weren't checking it out. I wouldn't feel like I was making a difference if you guys weren't here, you know? Here's an advice. If you're big enough to put a firm behind your streamer carrier, lots of countries consider donations not subjected to tax. In my country, if you don't have a tax, you're not able to get things like Social Security number. In America, it is best that if you take your donations and call them tips. And that way you can write them off for taxes. Because that's what they are. Like, we call them donos here just because that's the vocabulary we like to use. But for the sake of your taxes, all donos are tips. Just like what you would get tipped in a restaurant. You pay your taxes on them just like anything else. And they're completely legal to you. Thanks for reading my message. First time my message was read on stream. Hey, appreciate it, my guy. You need to show your face to get views. I do actually think that's good advice. Show face.
Don't talk about politics, money, or religion.
Don't talk about money, politics, or religion. I can't really comment on that. I don't like to talk about politics or religion too much just because I feel like I have a relatively edgy stance on religion. I'm not a fan of religion at all. I'm not super educated on politics, and that's the last situation you want to be in when you're a politics streamer, right? But, you know, people who share a lot of their politics have huge streams. Shoe on Head, Bad Bunny, Hassan Abi, you know, they have huge streams just talking about politics. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad advice. It's just not something I do personally. Show your face, have a webcam. I think that's good advice. I think the number one thing that you can take away from VTubers is that VTubers have narrowed down the personality. I have said this in the past. I've even said this in my video about VTubers on my YouTube. Hey, I started a pixel art of your logo near the beginning of the stream to take a break from my big project, and it's finished. Can I tweet it at you after the stream? Tweet it at me now. Laney, I'll show it on stream. The great thing about VTubers is that VTubers have arrow-headed down, focused down on what really makes a good streaming personality. And it's personality. You want to see somebody with a voice, who has emotions, who likes things, hates things, does things well, does things poorly, and you can relate to and not relate to and feels human. Because VTubers don't show their face, they have doubled down on their personality. In order to get people to appreciate them, they have, they have designs, colors, they have likes, they have birthdays, they have interests, they have whole personality cards when they make a new VTuber that tells you what they're good and bad at, what they're happy and sad about, right? And I think that is the most important thing. VTubers do that so well that they don't need to show their real face. But for most people, if you don't have a webcam or your face, I think showing your face and getting a webcam will intrinsically make it so that you have more personality in your stream. I think if you're just playing a game and you're not showing your face, it's okay for you to zone out. It's okay for you to not look at the camera. It's okay for you to not look over at your chat because nobody's going to see you and notice that you're not looking at chat. It's okay for you to talk and feel like what you say doesn't matter because you don't need to make eye contact with your camera. And all those things remove the person from the personality. But if you get a webcam, if everything that you say has your face tied right to it, and you have to put a little bit more focus on making sure that everything that you say is actually in line with what you believe, that you got to put your face next to your content and really represent it, I feel that's going to force you to have more personality and be more personable when it comes to streaming and making videos. And therefore, I think on the whole, if you don't have a face cam or a webcam, you're probably going to be a better streamer if you do. I don't show my face when I stream because I have no community yet. It feels weird to show face just sitting and gaming alone. But it could be a chicken and the egg situation. It could be a chicken and the egg situation. I think in situations like that, you have to... Hey, Awkward Turtle, thanks for the 25 bits, bro.
The interaction with the audience is literally the only reason I want to become a streamer as opposed to a YouTuber. It seems like so much fun.
It totally is fun. It totally is fun. I mean, look at this interaction right here. If I were to just record this video and just share my thoughts, we wouldn't have these situations where I'm reading chat and, getting your insight on it. Are you sure it's not Big Tig? Are you sure it's not Tig Anime Biddies? It might also be Tig Anime Biddies. Get a clip on live stream fails? I would say that's bad advice. Get on live stream fails. No. Bad advice. Will it blow up your channel? Absolutely. Will you then immediately burn out because of the harassment? Probably. Probably. Best advice, dedicate your channel to watching Lizzie Q. God, I love Lizzie Q. Never sub for sub, pay some company for likes or views. Yes. I would... Is that different than trying to game the system? I feel like it's gaming the system, right? I feel like it's still worth putting down. Good advice. Grow organically, authentically. Let's talk a little bit about my collaboration with Internet Historian. Okay? For those of you who don't know, when I had only 2,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, I collaborated with a channel that had over 1 million subscribers on his second channel and over 2 million subscribers on his main channel. His name was Internet Historian. There have been plenty of other people who have been very small and have collaborated with very big channels. Right? Very few people grew as much as I did because of a single collaboration. And the reason for that is because when we collaborated, the video we did together. We had both of our personalities in it. For half an hour, it was me and Internet Historian just shooting the shit, laughing about Japanese culture, dicking around with Google Maps, all this stuff. And it was an accurate, authentic representation of who I was as a person, and it was an accurate and authentic representation of what my channel would be. Right? If Internet Historian were to just shout out my channel, let's say he were to shout out somebody like, like Ninja, right? And Ninja did video game content. If Ninja had 2,000 subscribers, he would not get anywhere near as many people watching because he doesn't do similar content. If Ninja was his authentic self, he would be an asshole, right? He would not be a fun person to listen to because Ninja's a bit of an asshole. So for you to see Ninja on somebody else's channel being super funny, being super nice, and then you go click on his channel and he's just tilting and raging at every game that he plays, there's a big disconnect. That's not authentic. That collaboration would not be great for him. What's going on, Admiral Boreal? When you're growing, Whatever you do, make sure it's authentic, right? I recently had a video of mine hit 1 million views. And I am very proud of that video because the video that hit 1 million views is a video that is very accurate and representative of my channel. It's a shit post. It's hilarious. It incorporated a lot of my own personality. And if you watched that video and you laughed and you liked it and you decided to watch a bunch of my other videos, you would get similar things because it was authentic to who I was. If the video I made got 1 million views and it was well done, but that video that got millions of views was not representative of the rest of my videos, it would look a little bit more like this. 23,000 subs. Nowhere near as many views on the rest of his videos. Why? Because even though he made a video that arguably got twice as many views as mine did, he released this a week before I released mine, by the way. He did it first. Aside from the other videos he made that were also on this American Dad speedrun meme, none of his other videos are getting anywhere near as many views. Why? Because the thing that he made was not authentic and representative of what he actually wanted to make. And so when he went from making that one super polished, super highly made video, when he started making the videos he actually wanted to make afterwards, they didn't get as many views. Because all of the 20,000 people that subscribed to his channel because of this video are no longer getting the sort of content that they thought was going to be here on the channel. So, you know, any video that you upload on YouTube, because any video has the potential to go viral. Any video that you upload on YouTube has the ability to go viral. Appreciate the pixel art, Laney Drake. Give that the old retweeto. Any video that you make has the possibility of going viral. So you should make sure that every video that you make is as good as you can make it and is as true to who you are as it can be. 100% of the time. First thing I saw you do was slap some dirt to test the pH level. Well, yeah, how else are you going to test it? Another one, what do you do if you run out of stuff to say? Running out of topics to talk about is a huge point of fear for me. You should never be running out of stuff to talk about. That might take a little bit of practice with public speaking or maybe just having conversations. I've always been a super talkative person. I've been kicked out of every class I've ever been in for never shutting up. I spent 5 years selling computers professionally, so I had 100 conversations with 100 different people every day for 5 days a week for 5 years of my life. Having that job, so I'm never going to run out of stuff to talk about. That being said, I get tired. Sometimes I don't want to talk, and in those situations, I just don't start up the stream, you know? I just go play video games, talk to my friends or something. I do my best to try and always be entertaining up here. If it's a tired day, I'm not going to turn on the camera and stream just for no reason. Who is Cole Manchu? So when I had the idea to do my American Dad speedrunning video, I YouTubed to see if anybody had done it first. And Cole Manchu had actually done it first. But he did his video as a parody of Summoning Salt. Whereas I wanted my video to almost feel like a Summoning Salt video. But instead of doing the actual speedruns, I was going to incorporate a lot of the memes, naturally, of the American Dad speedrunning community. But make it feel as though I was just trying to make a serious video. And I felt like he didn't do it the way I wanted to do it. And for 2 or 3 days, I didn't want to do it because I was like, oh, Cole Manchu already did it first. He beat me to the punch. But then I made it. And at that point, I had, 10,000 subs. And Cole Manchu went from like 1,000 subscribers to 15 or 20,000 subscribers in like 2 months' time. But now he's only at 23,000 subscribers because he hasn't capitalized on any other thing. Meanwhile, your boy's about to hit 100K. So, just always bet on yourself, man. I can't give any better advice than that. Always bet on yourself. What else we got? Is there anything you can do besides have a following from YouTube elsewhere to get folks coming through to your Twitch channel regularly? How long would you say it takes to go just from talking to yourself on the internet void to having a chat to interact with? I really don't know if there's anything you could do to try and grow your Twitch stream just by being on Twitch. I think... you could do it, but it would be slow. You could do it, but it would be slow. Let's see. Chundi Chang, do you have an account? Let's take a look at your account real quick. What do you do? You play Animal Crossing. Nice. I would say, so I'm not saying this is exactly what you want to do, but I would say that if you had an Animal Crossing channel and you wanted to grow and play Animal Crossing on your channel, right? Just hypothetically, your options would be to play Animal Crossing, 5 days a week, treat it like a job, be live as often as possible, so anybody who does randomly click on streams might randomly click on yours. I would say that you would need to be helpful. You would need to make your title stuff like, how to get the rare this and that, how to catch every fish, how to 100% Animal Crossing, how to quickly this and that, stuff that's useful and would be entertaining to watch and would grip people's attention just from the title. But then at the same time, if you're going to make content like that, would it not be better for you to make a YouTube video where people can search up that thing and you can get recommended to people? You know what I mean? So if you're just comparing Twitch and YouTube, there's going to be very few situations where Twitch is going to make more sense than YouTube. But if YouTube straight up didn't exist, I would say that you would have to do the thing that I pointed out earlier, where I was looking at a game that was more sustainable to me, a game that was going to have way more people watching, and I would be higher up in the ranks. This is what I do, right? This is what I do. I need to quickly change one thing. Hold on. What I do is I go to Steam. This is what I used to do all the time. I go to Steam and I look at stuff like this. New and trending, popular upcoming, specials, right? And I try and find an interesting, cheap, new game. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes they can be $5-10, right? And I look it up because, look, all these games just came out, right? They just came out. So, look, Ender Lilies.
Did you say
Yo, epic fail. Thanks for the Prime sub, homie. Appreciate it, my dude. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team. I hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you so much. Ender Lilies, right? Let's kick up Twitch. Twitch.tv, let's look up Ender Lilies. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. The #1 streamer for this game. Oh, this isn't the #1, sorry. I keep forgetting it doesn't sort by views anymore. The #1 streamer for this game has 2,000 viewers, right? The #4 streamer for this game has 28 viewers. Right? So if you were to stream this game and you had 15 people watching, you would be one of the top 5 streamers. Right? There's 2.6 thousand people viewing, right? The game just came out today. There's going to be plenty of people who are going to do exactly what I did. Yo, this game looks chill. It looks kind of cool. I want to see if anybody's playing it. I want to see what the gameplay looks like. Let me pull it up on Twitch. And look, you're going to be in one of the top 5. You're going to get new people clicking on you. These top guys, when they're finished streaming and they're going to raid somebody, they're going to raid you. You got a bev, Samet? Time to hydrate? I got you right here, buddy. Don't you sweat it. Oh, God, I hate those streamers who pick a game because it's trendy and never finish it. These games aren't trendy. They're just new. You know what I mean? I did a great amount of streaming on games just because I knew. We started playing Persona 4 Golden because it just came out, right? We played that the week it came out. If you do this, you will be at as high as you can be. You will have as many people watching you play as you can. Because you're in a new game, a new category. You're way up higher than you need to be. That doesn't mean that you're going to have hundreds of people watching, right? But if you do this often and you have a nice personality on your stream, every week you might get 1 or 2 people watching you play. Hey, I found you from Persona. Hey, I found you from this other game. I found you from this game. And then they click on your channel because you're playing a new game or because they love the game and they want to watch you play it. And then they watch you play your next game because they were like, yo, this dude's kind of cool. He's kind of funny. Would your advice for female streamers be the same as for male? Yes. You are not different as a female streamer. I think the biggest disservice you could do to yourself as a female streamer would be to treat yourself differently because you're a female. Obviously, if guys are selling toe picks, don't sell toe picks if it makes you uncomfortable. You're just opening yourself up for harassment, right? But don't feel like you need to highlight the fact that you're a girl just because you're a girl. My advice. I think the most harassment and negative attention that females get on streaming is when they really double down on the fact that they're a chick and they sort of open up people pointing out the fact that they're a chick. That's not a end-all, be-all, hey, this is what girls are doing wrong on Twitch. But I feel like it could save a lot of females harassment by just be a gamer. Just be a streamer. You don't need to be a girl gamer 24/7. You know, if you have a bunch of new people in your stream, just be a cool person. Men will treat you differently, unfortunately, but don't let it get to you. Men will definitely treat you differently. I guess that's kind of my point. Do your best to not be... What do I want to say here? Do your best to not be like a... I don't want to just say don't let it bug you. You know? I think that even if you don't dress sexually, don't invite harassment in any way, you know, don't do anything to try and attract the crowd of people that are just going to watch you to harass you, you're still going to get assholes who are just going to watch you to harass you. But I think you'll get a lot less of them if you don't go out of your way to make it apparent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Twitch recently introduced the trans tag and the LGBTQ tag. And so now you can tag your stream as a trans person or as somebody who's gay or LGBTQ+. And I just don't understand why you'd want to do that as a small streamer. If you're a big streamer and you want to be like a safe space or a community space for other gay people, other trans people to come and hang out, all for it. If you have 5 people watching you, why would you want to give somebody a button to search by who's trans and who's gay? You're absolutely inviting harassment by doing that. Am I wrong? That feels like the worst possible choice you can make. Can I be a streamer and have my thing be about weed or weed culture? I like smoking with people, so it'll give people a chance to have someone there with me to chill and hang out. Twitch's rules about drugs are that you're not allowed to do anything that's illegal in where you live. So if weed is legal to own, smoke, make videos about wherever you live, I believe you're kosher. Yeah, I think you're good. I mean, that's kind of it, though, isn't it? To be a public figure, you got to have thick skin, male or female. Yeah, I mean, I feel like girls get a lot more harassment. I definitely don't think it's their fault. But, I mean, yeah, maybe that's the best advice I could give. Have a thick skin. But, yeah, I don't think, like, I remember at one point, somebody asked Aziz Ansari. You know who he is? From Parks and Recreations. He's the... skinny Indian guy, Tom. Aziz Ansari was once asked on an interview, do you have any advice for somebody who's Indian and trying to break it into the entertainment business? And his response was, yes, you can do anything that a white person can do. Stop talking like that. And I feel like that's the way you got to be about it, you know? If you're a chick and you're a gamer, you're going to get a lot more attention compared to a guy being a gamer. A lot of it's going to be unwanted, but you're going to get more of it. So you have a pro and a con. You're a different class in this RPG, so you have buffs and debuffs, right? So play to your strengths. Guard your weaknesses. You know, I think you got just as good of a chance as anyone else. I don't think the advice sits any differently. A female having thick skin once again proves that tomboys are superior. Here's the thing. If I find a female streamer and she, like, handles criticism well, like when people talk about, like, make unnecessary sexual jokes and they just roast the fuck out of them in chat, I feel jealous. Because I'm like, oh, dude, I don't get unnecessary sexual messages in chat that I can riff on and roast and have these big, epic, owned moments. But it's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, I get less harassment because of my sexuality. But then I don't get the opportunity to snap back at idiots in chat the way that a lot of big girl streamers get to do, right? So it's a pro and a con. But yeah, I think you need to have thick skin to be a streamer no matter what. I think maybe more so if you're a girl. I think maybe that's the best advice I could do. I honestly think it's fair to the girls who go all girl gamer sex sells. I mean, if you're going to sell sexuality, you have to understand that the people who are buying sexuality are creepy dudes. I don't think that's surprising to anybody. But I don't think most people want to become a streamer by selling sexuality. So I don't think that's super helpful advice to most people. If you're a girl and you're in your 20s and you want to do that, all for it. But I'm assuming that most people that want to be a streamer are like young 20s, maybe under the age of 18s. I don't even think that's something I need to provide information on. People should want to be with you for your personality. If your personality is being open about your sexuality and everything, I say double down on it. You might invite more harassment, but I can't give you advice that's like, don't be yourself. You got to be yourself. Rule 1, you got to be yourself, you know? If people are going to make fun of you, like you got to let them make fun of you for you. Imagine getting made fun of for something you don't even really believe in. Like, how whack is that? You know what I mean? I think Twitter is a good growth tool. Just don't get too invested in your comment section. I think Twitter is a good growth tool. I just think you really need to use Twitter completely separate. Like, my Twitter, I have had so many viral tweets, viral memes, so many interactions with big Twitter people that my Twitter is like the average person with 100,000 YouTube subscribers will have like 5,000 followers on Twitter. I have 15,000 followers on Twitter. I'm way bigger on Twitter comparatively. And that's because I use Twitter independently of my other stuff. I don't just use it to upload video announcements. I don't just use it to upload Twitch highlights. I tweet. I interact with other people on Twitter. I have big Twitter friends. I partake in memes and trends that are on Twitter. And so now there is this whole audience of people on Twitter that only follow my Twitter. They don't know I'm a Twitch, or they don't watch my Twitch streams or my YouTube stuff, right? So now when I say, hey, I'm live on Twitter or I'm live on Twitch and I tweet that out, I actually get people on Twitter that discover my Twitch, right? If the only people who followed me on Twitter were people who were already watching my Twitch stream because all I ever do is tweet out Twitch highlights, it wouldn't matter. But because I use Twitter as its own app and I partake in that social media's interactions, right? I have a whole community of people that might now discover me on Twitch. So I would say Twitter is absolutely a good growth tool. I absolutely think you need to use Twitter as Twitter, though. Don't just tweet out every time you're live and then wonder why it's not growing your Twitch. And that doesn't make any sense, right? I've always been interested in YouTube, but it's just the fear of having too much attention. I'm waiting till I'm like 25 to really make that... Is waiting till I'm like 25 to really make that choice a bad idea? Will this be a bad idea in 3 years? It's impossible to tell where anything's going to be in 3 years. But I would say no matter how early you get started on YouTube, everybody wishes they started earlier. I wish I had started earlier than I did. Everybody wishes they started earlier than they did. I would say, listen, there's two groups of people, right? There's two groups of people. There's people who just kind of want to stream, see what it's about. They like having the expensive computers. They like playing games. They like the idea of chat. But in their head, they know that there isn't a huge chance that this is really going to become work for them. And then there's people who know 100% I'm going to become a streamer. Doesn't matter if it kills me. I'm definitely doing this as a job no matter what. These are people... Usually, this is not like both of them are starting from zero. Usually, a year into streaming, you'll become one of these two people. If you don't think this is going to become a job for you, don't spend too much money on it. Don't spend too much time on it. Spend time with your family, your IRL friends. It's okay if it's just a hobby. You know, enjoy it for what it's worth. Don't take the advice that I give you too seriously. You don't need to apply every one of these things if you're only streaming twice a week because you like it. If this is looking like something that you want to make a job, you either want to make it your job because you have to, or you want to take an honest swing at it and really feel how easy and hard some of the things are, then you should be taking everything that I'm saying seriously. And feel free to ask me any questions that you have in chat. I only recently became a professional Twitch streamer and YouTuber like 3 months ago. And I'm just barely making enough money to do this. I'm growing as much as I can, applying as much of this information every single day. Samantha, how long you get it until you get a fresh trim? I'm keeping the hair long. What's a fresh trim now? Dude, you only tweet hentai and you've not brought any of that to Twitch. This is true. This is true. I've never met someone on the internet that hasn't really appreciated Japanese culture. I mean, Japanese culture is high quality, bro. Can't even hate on it. Can't even hate on it. What other advice have you guys heard? Like what? Not just, hey, here's some advice. Let's see Sumet put it in a column. What is something that you've heard somebody say that you want to know is true? I'm a YouTuber. I'm a Twitch streamer. Ask me anything. You know? What is something you guys would like to know the insights of? What is something you've kind of wondered about? Is it true this on YouTube? Is it true that on Twitch? What are we thinking, Chad? That you need to do it every single day if you're serious about it? Do not stream every day. Do not stream every day. Do not stream every day. Do stream every day. Do not do that. Do not. One exception. If you are streaming a game or a category and for some reason you're getting 100 or 200 people watching you on average, if you're making genuinely good money, like if you streamed every day, you would be making enough money to pay your rent, then stream every day. You know, that's literally what being a streamer is. If the only difference between you paying your rent or you making enough money to do this professionally is that you would need to stream every day and then you're guaranteed to make enough money at the end of the month, then stream every day. But if you have 10 people watching, 50 people watching, if nobody's donating enough money, if you're only making $10 a stream, don't think streaming every day is going to change that. It's not. It won't. Twitch does not care if you stream every day. Streaming every day does not mean that more people will watch you. Not guaranteed. No data to back that up. Don't burn yourself out thinking streaming every day is going to grow you. That's not how Twitch works. You have to play more games that are going to be productive to getting new people to watch you. And arguably, you have to do something outside of Twitch to get people to come and watch your Twitch. Do you get mad when people watch you constantly but don't sub? Fuck no. Fuck no. If you watch me constantly, that means more to me than if you sub. I don't give a fuck if you send money my way. I want to be the dude that you're interested in to watch. That's the part that matters. I don't give a fuck if you sub, bro. I care way more that you're watching me, dude. Way more. When I showed you that trick about being one of the top 5 or 6 streamers, did it matter at all how much those streamers were making? Did it matter how many subs they had? No. Twitch sorts you by how many people are watching. Subbing to me doesn't mean you care to watch. I have so many people that sub to me and gift subs to me, donate me money because they like my YouTube stuff. And they go, hey, Sumet, I see you Twitch stream. You talk about it. Here's $100. Really appreciate what you do. Keep it up, brother. But I'm not going to watch your Twitch stream. I don't have time to sit down and watch you for several hours. I love you. I'll watch your videos because they're 10 minutes long. But I can't sit around for all this. But I want to donate you money. That's cool. I appreciate the cash. But it doesn't grow my Twitch stream. $5 doesn't make my stream better. I mean, it lets me buy stuff. But the thing that changes us from a Twitch streamer that has to do stuff like this and a Twitch streamer that can buy a new video game every day is having people watch us. If we had 300-400 people watching and I could be the top streamer in any game I wanted to play, we'd be playing a bunch of different shit. So no, I don't know why this is a thing on Twitch. If you are watching me, you have absolutely no guilt whatsoever because you aren't donating me money in one way or another. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Feel free to just watch me. You don't need to donate money. You don't need to donate money whatsoever. Realistically, if you watch for long enough, somebody's going to give you a sub anyway because that's what the community's like. So it doesn't even matter. Don't sweat it. Do not sweat it whatsoever. Do not sweat it whatsoever. You should not feel bad whatsoever for not donating or subbing or whatever. Do not sweat it. Make Twitch clips into TikToks. I see varying success. Suggestions, debunks, not worth it. The only people who are going to get value out of turning their Twitch clips into TikToks are people who already have big Twitch channels. And the only thing it's going to do is grow their TikTok. I have seen massive TikToks. I have seen people with 100,000 followers on TikTok do nothing but upload Twitch clips. And every time I click into their Twitch stream, 600 followers. Maybe 1,000 followers. Maybe 2,000 followers. They'll have 20, 30 people watching at a time. That's it.
Big, meaty
It's not worth it.
claws.
Pikachu Zanus, thanks for the gifted sub, bro. Awkward Turtle 113. Enjoy those fancy new emotes, my guy. You can thank Pikachu Zanus for it. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team, my dude. If you are a small streamer, you should not be editing into multiple content for TikTok. I think you should make tutorial content, how to do this, how to do that, tips and tricks for this and that on your favorite game. I think you should upload those to YouTube. I think you should do a scheduled stream when you stream. I don't think you should just click go live and do whatever. I think the best thing for you to do is, hey, today I'm going to make a grilled cheese. And we're going to do that. Today I'm going to talk to chat and I'm going to learn what everybody does for a living, and we're going to talk about what it's like to have different jobs. That sort of thing. Interact with your community. Talk to people. Do stuff that is worth people's time. I decided to do the stream today. I have games on my backlog. I have editing I could be doing. I have games I could be playing. But I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? I feel like doing a stream that doesn't cost any money, that we don't need to buy any games for, that's nothing but me and my chat talking, and I want to do it in a way that's going to provide some value to people. What can I do? Well, Sumito, you sold computers professionally for God knows how many years. You know all this stuff about being a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. Why not take some time to sit down, help anybody else who's learning how to do stuff, Was it me harassing you on Twitter that prompted this? No. But I do appreciate the harassment, Katie. Have a high side hustle if aspiring to be a full-time streamer, because $5 donations for the course of 2-hour streams isn't going to pay for the avocado toast. I mean, I think no matter what, if you're trying to become a Twitch streamer, you're going to have a long period of time where you're not making enough money to pay your rent. I think that's just how it works for everybody. So you should get used to streaming without streaming being your main job. So yeah, having a side hustle or a day job, or try and stream while you're in a situation where you have roommates or live with your parents, instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to do this when I move out and live by myself and rent becomes way more expensive. Yeah, that's generally good advice. What else we got? Sumito talked mad shit on me when I first time do a stream and dropped a sub. He definitely doesn't care if you don't sub. Listen, yes, that is true. I do not care if you cannot sub. Or if you can sub and you want to sub to somebody else. No problem at all. Whether or not you sub to this stream is my job. I should be helpful, entertaining, funny enough to make you want to sub to me. And if you don't want to sub to me, that's my fault. I did something wrong there. There's no reason that you should feel bad about it. I need to work harder to make you want to throw money in my direction. Nobody else's fault. Pee-pee poo-poo? Good point. Good point. If somebody is interested in streaming games, should they stream games they like or stream what's popular? What determines what games you should play? I think it comes down to what you want to do. If you only have 5 or 10 people watching you, I think you should stream what you want. Because I think if you stream what's popular, and when we say popular, I don't mean the biggest game. I mean a different game that's maybe not necessarily something you want to play, but would get you more viewers, right? One of the games that has like a small viewer base like we looked at. I think the difference between 5-10 people watching and 20-30 people watching is not that big a deal. If the only reason the 20-30 people watching you are because you're playing a different game, that means they're probably not going to donate a ton of money or hang out when you play something you really want to play, so it doesn't actually matter. So I think you should play what you want. I think when changing something up becomes the difference between you getting 40, 50, 60 plus people watching you, that's when you're big enough that if you play a new game or a smaller game, you'd be like the #1 streamer for it. And that's when people are going to discover you, even if they don't want to discover you because you're the biggest dude for that game category. That's when I think you should have a healthy balance. Maybe spend 2 days a week. If you stream 5 days, spend 2 days a week playing what you want, and then 3 days a week playing what's going to grow you. Better yet, do 2 streams. Do 2 hours of playing something really popular, and then take a break, and then later in the day, play what you want to play. And that way you get discovered early in the morning, and then when you want to stream and just hang out with a chill chat, you do that late at night when everybody's at home. Is it strange talking to people who aren't talking back? No. I've been doing YouTube a lot longer than I've been doing Twitch. So I'm used to just talking into a camera. Would you ever try to pull off mutton chop beard? I think I did something similar to that in high school, where I let my entire cheek kind of grow in, and then I just didn't want to try and shape it because I felt like I always fucked it up. So I just kind of left pretty thick mutton chops, and I didn't grow it out all that big. Like, I only ever let my beard get about this long, so I wouldn't really call it mutton chops. Is it better to stick to a strict streaming schedule or to change what times you stream occasionally? I don't want every answer I have to everything to be a little bit A, a little bit B. But so it depends. Okay? It depends. It comes down to how much does your streaming schedule affect how much people watch you, right? So let's say I stream Monday through Friday, and I'm supposed to stream at noon, okay? And if I stream at noon, I have 50 people watching me, okay? Let's say if instead of going live at noon, I go live at 1 p.m. I stream an hour late to my schedule, right? If when I do that, only 20 people watch me, you should absolutely be sticking to your schedule. Because in that situation, it's very obvious that because you didn't start streaming at 12, where everybody's used to you, they all started watching someone else, and now they don't know that you're going live. Or they're already watching someone else and they don't want to join you live, right? If, however, you're like me, and your stream is supposed to start at 12, and you have a certain amount of people watching, but when you stream at 3, 4, 5, 7 p.m., you have the same amount of people watching, you should absolutely not have a streaming schedule. Is it a little bit more annoying to your audience because they don't know when you're going to stream? Yes. But what was happening with me was I would wake up at 1 p.m., and I would see, oh, I was supposed to go live at 12. I wouldn't stream that day because I was like, oh, I already missed the schedule, so let's just try again tomorrow. And I would go a whole fucking week waking up late and not fucking streaming. So now, today, I started streaming at like 3, right? Whereas I wouldn't have streamed anyway. And guess what? Everyone's here. We're still having a great stream. People are still talking. We had 10 nonstop minutes of subs and donations. Nothing's changed. People are happy that I'm streaming more. They don't care if I'm not streaming on time, right? So in my situation, the only schedule that I need to keep is I need to try and stream more to be there for people who want to come and hang out. But for me to hold myself to a strict schedule was actually being detrimental to my growth. But for a lot of people, if people have an expectation of when you should show up and you can show up at that time, just show up at that time. You know, a strict schedule for you is probably going to be better. Oh, I got some advice I was given. I want to make sure it's good. You need to have a steady schedule, true or false. Steady schedule, yes, but that does not mean you go live every day at the same time. By steady schedule, people should know, hey, so-and-so streams this kind of game or is this kind of personality. I know what to expect if I show up to one of his streams, and I know what days he's going to stream on, give or take. At the end of the day, I still kind of stream around the same times. Afternoons, Monday through Friday, and sometimes Saturday night. That's not a schedule I made. That just happens to be when I'm free. Can we watch Mark Wiens? Today doesn't feel like a Wiens type of day. I kind of had all this pent-up sharing energy about YouTube and Twitch. I kind of want to stick with this. I've been doing YouTube longer than I've been doing Twitch. Damn right you have. I mean, yeah. My first Twitch stream was maybe 5 years ago. And I only streamed like a couple days. My first YouTube video was what? 11 years ago? Much, much longer. Do you have tips on how to learn to use editing software? Watch YouTube videos, yes. I would recommend, more than anything, here, I will give you... watch Mudan.
Welcome.
Mudan is the editor for the Trash Taste podcast, as well as Joey the Anime Man and CDog VA. Watch his editing videos. Here's Mudan's channel. He's also a Twitch streamer. You can find him at Mudan TV. But this video right here, no, not that one. This video here, what it's like editing for CDog VA and the Anime Man. And what gets cut from Trash Taste episode. Watching those videos will teach you a little bit about how to edit. And then you should be watching Justin Odisio. Justin Odisio does nothing but Adobe Premiere tutorials. He's been doing it for years. He has beginner guides. He's done a TED Talk. He's done everything. So watch Odisio. Watch Mudan if you already know how to edit a little bit. If you don't know how to edit at all, just watch tutorials. Adobe Premiere tutorial. How to edit simple YouTube video. Just watch those videos. If you know how to edit, like you know the keybinds, you know how to do simple stuff, but you just need to get better at editing, then watch these two guys. I think I'm watching 1-1 with Sumito. I entered his enter key and immediately saw it in chat. Yeah, man. What has a more toxic community, Twitch or YouTube? Twitch. By and large, Twitch. Twitch is a much younger community, and there are a lot more people on Twitch that have a much bigger audience than they're ready for. There's plenty of people on Twitch who have like 300, 400 people watching them constantly, but like a year ago, they only had 10 people watching them. And the reality is that they're not ready for that level of attention where it's like any stupid thing they say could get thrown up on Twitter, get thrown up on live stream fails. Like they're not ready for it. On YouTube, you can't blow up as fast as on Twitch. If you have 100,000 subs on YouTube, you're probably working really hard on your videos, hundreds of videos over the course of years. There's very few exceptions. Whereas if you have 100 people watching you on Twitch, you might just be playing a new game. You know? You might be a speedrunner. Not really a question around being a good streamer YouTuber, but do you record or save these streams and upload them somewhere? That would be wicked to keep coming back for all these advice. I do have a second channel, Sumito Streams. I don't do a great job of uploading videos there, but I'll try to remember to upload this one. No promises, but yeah, I do have a second channel. It's linked in my cards under the stream. There's a main channel where I do my YouTube meme stuff, and then there's a second channel. Hi, Sumito, what's going on, Mr. Max Power? Okay. We've done Twitch streams. We've done YouTube streams. We've done advice and what have you. Guess we can just dick around with chat. Chat, you got any questions? Anybody feeling any other stuff? Anybody want some insider knowledge? Anybody trying to grow their own stream would appreciate some feedback? Any of that? I think someone asked this before. I asked this before. What's the whole sponsor process? So generally, a sponsor will send you an email. It won't be a sponsor. Generally, an agent of a sponsor will send you an email, and they'll be like, hey, my name is Cindy. I work with this company called Hype Factory, and we're running a promotion for Raid Shadow Legends. Would you be interested in a promotion? How much do you charge for a promotion? At that point, you say, yes, I do promotions. You know, how much can you guys pay? What's your budget? Blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you can either be like, yes, I do promotions. My YouTube ads cost $100. Or you can ask them, they'll be like, cool, for your size, we were looking to pay $100. If you say yes, they send you a contract that says, hey, this is what we expect out of you. This is what you need to say. This is how long the ad needs to last. That's pretty much it. They just want to make sure that the ad lasts long enough and you say the main things they want you to. And if you do so, we'll give you $100. Sometimes it's do it and we'll give you $100. Sometimes it's do it and it has to get at least 1,000 views and then we'll give you $100. Sometimes it's we'll give you $100 for doing it and then for any 1,000 views after the 10K mark, we'll give you another $100. Like, you can negotiate all that. Once that's approved, you sign the contract, you send the W-9, and then they will say, okay, cool, have it done by the end of the month. You make the ad, you make the video, you send them a preview. Usually it takes a couple days. They'll look at it. They'll be like, hey, can you include this on screen? Can you add this text? They'll have some feedback. You add that feedback. They approve it. Your video goes live. And then either at the end of the month or 30 days after you make the video, they pay you. I have management. So when somebody sends me an email and it looks legit, I just send it to my managers. They know how much I'm worth. They work with a lot of other people. So they work out all that stuff for me. And then they just come back and they go, hey, we talked to them. We explained what kind of ads you do. This is how much they're offering. Yes or no? And then we work from there. How to be such a cool guy? Get parents that neglect you your entire life. And then you'll strive for attention from strangers on the internet. To be honest, Sumito, you're like the only one streamer that I watch that has a face cam. Faces make me cringe a bit. That might just be me. I mean, remember, the point of the face and showing your face cam is that it shows more personality. If you can accomplish that without a face cam, you're still doing the right thing. I just think you need to work even harder to show your personality to people if you don't have a face cam. I think it's easier if you have a face cam. Is there a way to use the algorithm in your favor? On YouTube? Yes. You know, it's simple stuff that you already know. Like have a thumbnail that people want to click on. The more people that click it, the better your video will do. Don't swear, right? The less you swear, the more YouTube can just recommend you to anybody without getting in trouble. Little stuff like that. Favorite type of legume? What's a legume? Legumes are like peanuts and stuff, right? Just want to say that your Vsauce video was great, and I keep saying cringe on a fake story now. I love that meme. That one and the shrimp fried this rice thing. I watched that video back just a couple times since I've uploaded it, and it kills me every time. Yo, the great son. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs, bro. Alenio01, Dr. Nap, Mega Chill, Dog Crunch, and Blood Snow 387. Welcome to the meme stream dream team, baby. Hope you enjoy those fancy new emotes. You can thank the great son for them. Appreciate appreciate the support, my dude. Here, have 2, 3, 4, 5 Lizzie Qs. Legumes or nuts? Probably.
What did you say?
Maybe peanuts?
Big meaty claws.
I guess peanuts. I don't know. I don't feel like peanuts is a good answer, but I feel like peanuts. Would it be a good idea when you start to grow as a streamer to let the police know what you do so it's harder to get swatted? No.
What did you say, punk? Big meaty claws.
The thing about letting the police know about getting swatted is it has to be recent. Like, you have to be able to call your police department, let them know what's going on, and then, like, they'll be aware of it at the moment. But it's not like they put up a giant bulletin board that's like, hey, this address has a chance of getting swatted. If you tell them now and then someone gets your address and tries to swat you a year from now, the police aren't going to remember that you said that, you know? But absolutely let your local police department know if you're worried about people finding your address. Bro, I'm going to be hearing big meaty claws in my dreams? I already do.
Would it be a good idea when you start to grow as a streamer to let the police know what you do so it's harder to get swatted?
I don't think it would make a difference. I don't think it would make a difference if you do it too early. I love cashews, but I'm allergic. How do you know you love cashews then? Thanks, Sumito. I found you through Internet Historian and discovered this channel. You seem like a really chill dude. Hey, thanks, man. I'm relatively chill. Call them once a week. Problem solved? I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. Personally, I think that if you're getting swatted a lot, you must have pissed somebody off. You know what I mean? Like, I would never want to test this, right? Is being swatted really that common? It's not that common, but ever since that one dude died in a fake swatting incident, it's just been taken really seriously. Like, it used to be a kind of funny prank, but it would be sort of like super edgy and cringy. But then someone like actually died because the cops just went overboard. And it was like, yo, this is like legitimately dangerous. Yo, CRISPR, thanks for the raid, homie. Welcome to the stream, boys. We're talking about being a YouTuber / Twitch streamer. Pizza bombing still a thing? What the fuck was pizza bombing? Might be a better idea if you're an IRL streamer. Dude, I want to do IRL streams so fucking bad. I just want to go to like a random Chinatown in another city and then just try all the orange chicken, you know? And just like compare it. You should probably pre-block your address, phone number, and real name families from your chat. I mean, yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you block your address in your chat and it's the only address you have blocked, the only thing you're doing is confirming that that's your address,
Is
right?
it worth it to make Justin say weird stuff on your stream with his sweet, sweet prepubescent voice?
Listen, I'm going to be honest. The reason we're using Justin as the voice is because my bits have shot up by like 300% since we did. I'm not going to say no to the free money. I'm here to learn how to be a Twitcher. Hey, here's a T-chart of everything we got so far.
What are you doing, step bro?
I don't know if blocking your address in Twitch chat is a good idea. Because if somebody types in, like, imagine you live on, like, 123 Fuck You Boulevard, right? If you block that in chat, somebody's going to be like, hey, do you live at 123 Fuck You Boulevard? And then see that the chat is blocked, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, that's his real address. Does it stop him from showing everybody else in chat? Sure. But then they could just type it out a little bit differently, and then it would still end up in chat, right? If you don't block it, somebody could be like, hey, do you live at 123 Fuck You Boulevard? I could just be like, no, that's not my address, you weirdo. And then, you know, like, I'm not vlogging around my house. You don't know where the fuck I live. I feel like that's way safer of an idea. Hey, Sumito just entered the stream, loving the advice. Will definitely watch the VOD to catch up on more advice. Hey, thanks, DJ Best. I didn't used to be allergic. One day in high school, someone offered me cashews, and I thought they were too salty. But then I got all red and hot and even worse. The nurse told my stepmom she thought I had a weird, rare sickness, but I've eaten cashews again accidentally, and lo and behold, I'm allergic to cashews. Interesting. Is Wish a good source of content? Wish has great stuff for relatively cheap. You have to pay shipping on every single thing you buy, so you can't really buy a bunch of cheap things. If you buy 30 different things for like $40, it seems like a good deal. But then you have to pay $40 in shipping because you bought 30 different things and they all ship from different places. And then it takes like 6 to 8 weeks to actually get to you. So it's relatively cheap and you can get a lot of funny, stupid little things, but you got to kind of plan ahead. See a full-blown Viking? Are you excited for Carson's return soon? Is that what he announced? I thought he was just tweeting random shit and people were just retweeting it because people just tweet Carson stuff all the time. Didn't he get canceled for being a wee bit of a pedo? I guess people probably don't care about that. I mean, Carson's just so wholesome and innocent seeming. It's like, oh, I made a boo-boo. She was 14. You know what I mean? How long do you recommend sharing videos externally, and at what point do you concentrate mostly on YouTube recommended sub bell for growth? I don't think this is the best advice. Like, if you ask professional YouTube growth people, this might not be the number one way to grow when you're small. But if you're small, I would argue that you should not share your video anywhere. I don't think you should share your video anywhere. I think you should post your YouTube video. If you have a Twitter, post it there. I don't think you should post it to Reddit. I don't think you should post it to your Instagram. I don't think you should post it anywhere else because YouTube already does a great job of recommending videos that are good videos. Okay? If you are posting a video to YouTube and it's not getting a lot of views, you're not making a very good video, comparatively. You have to make your videos better. Once you get to a point where your thumbnail, your title, and the video that you make work together well enough that when you upload it, a bunch of people watch, that's when you've really figured out how to make good video stuff on YouTube. That's when you've discovered how to make good thumbnails, discovered how to make a clickable title, discovered how to make a video that people really want to watch. And you're not relying on just like your friends on Twitter or, you know, the arbitrary inflated views you get from being recommended from Instagram pulling in 20 viewers or whatever. You have to learn how to do that no matter what as a YouTuber. Like, you're going to have to learn how to make thumbnails and titles that people click on, how to keep them interested in your videos eventually. I think it's better that you learn when you're small and you can change that stuff up very, very quickly than, you know, you get 100,000 views a video, but only if you're sharing it on 50 different platforms. God forbid you become like Gus Johnson, whose videos only go super viral if they stay on Twitter. And when he doesn't get promoted on Twitter, he feels super bad about it because he doesn't get as many views. Like, you don't want to rely on that stuff. Thank you for the feedback from earlier. Yeah, no problem, man. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. I don't know what else to do here, guys. Do we have more questions?
Unless someone gets charged with something, I'd ignore any drama. It's too easy to fake shit nowadays.
I mean, I do think the level of like pedo stuff on Twitter and on Twitch is a crime. Yes, absolutely. But much less serious than like actual pedo stuff like CP and like 40-year-olds like kidnapping children and stuff in the real world, I don't think we should completely disregard provable, admitted situations of, you know, underage interactions just because nobody's going to the police. But I do think because of situations like grooming and situations like power dynamics, like in general, I don't think it's a big deal for somebody who's 17 and somebody who's 19 to date. Like, is it technically illegal? Sure, but like you guys both went to high school together. When they made that law, like they're worried about like teachers and children, right? Not two people in the same math class. But it's a huge deal online because when you're a YouTuber, when you're a Twitch streamer, like you have a platform. You're basically famous, you know? So even if the ages are close, like you can't take like a 16-year-old who looks up to a 19-year-old who has like 1 million subscribers. Like the power dynamics are all over. Like you can't do that, man. You know? Have you ever had copyright-related problems, Sumito? I don't, but I never really used all that much copyright music to begin with. I used to have some problems with it when I used to rely much more heavily on videos and memes to fill up my videos. Now my videos are a lot more my own thoughts and me talking, so I rarely play videos. And so I've had basically no problems with copyright as a result. Oh, people using my stuff? No. I had one person upload some old laptop reviews. Those used to get re-uploaded on a lot of different like Indian and Chinese tech channels that just sort of like farm views, and it's just one click to take them down. I had one other video recently that was I don't remember what it was, but it was like maybe like my VTuber video or something. Somebody just uploaded and they were like, "Hey, I love VTubers, credit to Sumito Media." And I just took it down because it was like, "What are you doing uploading my entire video?" But outside of that, no. Maybe like 10 situations total. Is it a good idea to try and grow a community with other streamers, or is it better just to make it on your own? I think it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's easier to make content when you have other people to bounce ideas and jokes and stuff off of. And obviously, it's easier to stay consistent and responsible when you have like a group of 3 people that are all like, "Hey, we're streaming at 5, right? We got to stream at 5. We're all streaming at 5, right?" But at the same time, I think more than like it's already very unlikely for somebody who wants to try and become a streamer to stick with it long enough to actually get to the point where they become a streamer. It takes a long time and a lot of work. So when you take a look at like a group channel and you have to multiply the likelihood of every one of those guys sticking until the point, you know, all 3 of them, it makes it even more unlikely. So it has its pros and its cons. Here's the good advice. Avoid any signs of parasocial relationships. Yeah. It's only been recently that I've gotten sort of like DMs and messages from people that just sort of want to have like an extended conversation. And it's like, bro, I appreciate it, but we can't just talk all day.
What are some things people should consider when coming up with titles and thumbnails for YouTube videos? Thanks for the stream, champ. Wow.
Hey, no problem, Chris PR. So let's say you're smaller. Let's say you're under 10,000 subs. I think you should make titles and thumbnails that are attractive, clickable, and explain what you're doing. Your title should have keywords. If you're making a video about Keanu Reeves, it should say Keanu Reeves. If you're making a video about Cyberpunk, it should say Cyberpunk. Don't make titles that say, "I love this game," because you're so small that nobody's just going to see your video and click it. You're not going to be recommended. You have to type in Cyberpunk so that when people are searching Cyberpunk, you have a chance of showing up. And your thumbnails should be as clickable as possible. Just follow what everybody else is doing and try and mimic their thumbnails. Do everything that what they're doing is right, but make it feel your own. Learn Photoshop. Learn Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop right now. Learn Photoshop. If you're over 50,000 subscribers, ignore everything and just make the titles and thumbnails as true to you as you can. Because you already have an audience of people that are going to watch your videos for you. So if you can get 50,000 views at 50,000 subs, that's a fuckload, right? So don't try and make videos that have titles and thumbnails for people outside of your community. Rather, make it for the people inside your community that understand your thumbnails, will want to click on your titles, recognize that it's your video right away. And then with enough people watching your video, if it jumps up to 10, 20,000 views, now your video is automatically going to get recommended to people outside of your subscriber base because you have so many views from people inside your subscriber base. So the clickbaitiest titles and thumbnails, I think you should be using when you're small. But as you get bigger, you should just be making, they should still be clickable. They should still grab your attention. But you should do them in your own style. You should do whatever you think makes a good title and thumbnail. And because you think it's a good idea, your audience is going to click on it because obviously they're into what you're into. You know what I mean?
Have you seen that video of Jackie Chan dressed in Chun-Li? It's pretty good.
That sounds like a very hot video. I don't know if I want to jizz right this moment, Pikachu's anus. Here's an interesting thing. I recently watched this video.
Starts in 3, 2.
This is Colin and Samir. They're a YouTube channel that talks about the creator economy, like being a YouTuber, being a Twitch streamer. They do all these videos looking at different YouTubers and TikTok trends and all this stuff. They recently interviewed Ryan Trahan, who's sort of like he kind of does like Mr. Beast style content, basically. His most recent thing was going from living on 1 penny a day, where he would start with 1 penny and do anything he could do for money and just see how long he could survive. And his videos were on the recommended page like 3 or 4 times. He has so many views, right? One of the things he said was talking about Emma Chamberlain. You guys know Emma Chamberlain, where she does all these videos where she really just vlogs around her house and kind of does nothing. And he was talking about how he could not imagine that Emma Chamberlain would ever change her thumbnail to get more people to watch her video. Because she doesn't want outsiders to watch her video. She wants people who know her and fuck with her vibe to watch her video. So he said that he doesn't change thumbnails anymore. That when he makes a video, he's going to make the best thumbnail he can, and then he doesn't want to change it or the title because he feels like changing the title and the thumbnail because you think it's not doing a good enough job, that's like telling your audience, hey, you guys aren't enough for me. I'm not getting enough views from my normal audience, and so I'm going to make a change to try and get more outsiders to come and watch my channel. So he feels like it's sort of like a disrespectful thing to pay too much attention to it, you know? So I like to follow that same mantra. I think that you should be making your content the way that you make it. And even if it's not like the absolute best way you could do it, I feel like you got to do it the way you would do it.
If you're doing a video series, please number it. No matter what it is, it's super annoying trying to find vids that aren't numbered.
That is true. Number your vids. If you're not numbering your vids, you're a bitch. To some extent, I guess. But yeah, do that. Do that. Grow organically. Have a short intro. Find a niche. Show your face. Have a webcam. I would say show your face. Have a personality. Show your face. Have a personality. I think that makes more sense. What if I can't count? Maybe try TikTok. I would say, I don't know, bad advice. I would say streaming assets. I would say don't worry about streaming assets. I would say very rarely do you need to worry about your overlay, how your chat looks, your donation messages. Like, there are so many people that will spend hundreds of dollars on overlays, chats, sound effects, that will spend so much time perfecting these things, and then they'll have no personality, or the only thing that they do is play video games and barely look at their chat. And it's like, you know, you need to do that first. You know, like, look at my setup. I have no overlays. I mean, I have memes and stuff, but even that we only added a few months ago. I have such a simple layout for my stream because I want to keep it nice and clean. if anybody was going to have expensive over-the-top production, it'd be me, right? But I absolutely do not think you need that early. I think you're probably doing yourself a disservice to pay too much attention to that early. Don't think you need to worry about that. I would also say... Keep it clean, good stuff. Clutter isn't an instant boner break. I mean, like... I don't know. It's got to fit to what you do. Like, when Internet Historian did his streams, he had all the clutter in the world on his screen. But, like, he's an editor at heart. So, like, it makes sense for him to make... Because he makes all the assets. He makes all the sound effects. He makes all the jokes. So, it's, like, part of watching him do the process that made it interesting. But most people who are Twitch streaming, they don't have those skills. You're not editors. You just want to play a video game and you want more people to watch you play the video game. So, you think that having cool overlays and a shiny chat is going to make people want to hang out there. But meanwhile, like, it's still not interesting to watch. You know, you got to be interesting to watch. Be interesting. Be entertaining. Be entertaining. I feel like if there was only one piece of advice here, be entertaining. Do something that people want to watch you do. It's incredibly important. I don't know. I think that's all I got, guys. I think this is everything you need. If this doesn't make you into a good Twitch streamer, use a bitch. There's so many people doing this. What's your answer to why? So many people doing what? No amount of clutter will cover a great personality. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have a personality. Like, number one, personality. I don't really know what else you would be doing if you didn't have... I mean, if you don't have a personality and you're bad at video games, like, you can't just want to be a streamer, you know? If you have no musical talent whatsoever, would you want to be, like, in a band? Like, maybe you do, like, in your heart, but, like, does it make sense to randomly pick up gigs when you don't know how to play instruments very well? And if it is, like, you have to play a lot of gigs to get very good at the instruments before you can get good. Every band needs a bassist. Are bassists generally not musically talented? I find it easier to riff off of other people, but if you only have you, how do you make it feel like you're talking to people? I don't think you should try and make it feel like you're talking to people. I feel like you have to get very used to talking to yourself because the vast majority of the time you are talking to yourself, you know? Have you guys seen me play a video game? Sometimes I don't even look at chat. I just get lost in talking to myself. I make comments on what I'm doing. I do different voices. Sometimes I do that when I'm just playing on my own because I'm just used to it at this point. Twitch in general, it's now the #1 dream job of kids in the US. I mean, if you really want it, like, the situation that I'm in is that I would rather do this than a real job. And that's true. For a lot of people, they want to do this because they think it's easier than a real job. And they've never had a real job, but they have played a video game. So they're like, oh, do I want to play video games or do I want to go work? And they've only had a part-time job at like a Subway or something. And it's like, well, of course you'd play video games. But, you know, like, I've had real jobs. I worked 5 years as a salesman, commission. I worked a year as an engineer. Like, I had nice jobs, high-paying jobs, and I was still doing YouTube on the side because I wanted this freedom. I wanted to be able to go out during the day. How stupid is that, you know? I hated going out for my lunch break, seeing what a nice day it was outside, and then being like, whoa, I spent all day inside, bro. I got here at 11 a.m. I'm not getting off until 9 p.m. I'm here all fucking day. And I was like, bro, imagine if I was a YouTuber. I could work on my videos, but then if I wanted to just, like, go have a picnic, go get a boba tea, think about the options. These stupid little things. And it was like, you know, getting paid a bunch of money but having to work didn't feel that cool to only be able to live my life the way I wanted to for 2 days and then, you know, on Monday go back into the job. The truth is I didn't like the jobs all that much, and no amount of money was going to change that. I was perfectly happy taking a pay cut of over $40,000 to come and be a YouTuber. Perfectly fine with that. I'd rather do this. I'd rather be broke and doing this. Relatively broke. Again, I'm just barely paying my rent. I'd rather be broke and doing this than having a bunch of spendable money but having to sell off that much of my life to doing stuff I don't want to do. It was a bum. So that's how it is, man. I mean, if you want to do this, you're going to do this. That's how I feel about it. If you really want to be a Twitch streamer, like there's really no other option for you, you're going to make it happen. I think the only people who take this softly, don't take it seriously, are people who realistically have other options. They live at home. They don't really care if they don't make money because their parents will buy them stuff. They don't really care if they fail because they have a day job. You know, not to say that you can't succeed, but if you don't really have that fire burning under your ass, this is not an easy thing to accomplish. To take a Twitch stream or a YouTube and turn it into a full-time job. It took me 3 years. And I had a lot of advantages that other people didn't have. Pikachu Zanus, thanks for the bits.
Says he's broke yet I give him pennies, Kappa.
Listen, I appreciate the pennies tremendously. Don't think for a second me saying I'm broke is me not appreciating the donos I get. But all the donos and the money that I make from YouTube and Twitch go directly to my rent and paying for everything that I need to survive. Like, I don't really have money for, like, clothes and pants and stuff like that, you know? Not that I'd really be spending all that much money on that stuff anyway, but my point is I can't just go, like, the truth of the matter is I would not be able to buy a game if I wanted to buy a game every single day. I wouldn't be able to spend that kind of money. I wouldn't be able to pay my rent if I spent $400, you know, every week, every couple of weeks. So it's like sometimes, you know, we got to do streams like this, and then that ups the value. I do also think it's good to do streams like this just because I think streams like this make me a better streamer. You know, I am still every day actively working to get better at streaming. I don't think playing a video game makes me a better streamer. I think spending 4 hours talking to chat and still providing value, still being entertaining enough for you guys to want to hang out here and chill with me, even though there's nothing super interesting happening on the screen, it's all coming from my chest. I feel like you got to learn to do this, man. You got to learn to do this. This is what being a streamer is at your core being entertaining. With no other tools can you be entertaining. That's what we call a Josh moment. Dude, my fucking hair is getting in my face. You just hit the soul of what I want to do, Sumito, dude. You put that into words for me, legit. Thanks, man. Hey, it took a lot of soul searching for me to be able to put that into words as eloquently as I did. I thought about wanting to do this for a long time before... Hey, Gartoon, thanks for the bits.
That was legit a bit inspiring. Yeah, I just want to be my own boss, even if I live in a cave. Thanks so much.
Anytime, Gartoon. That's what I'm here for. If I'm not inspiring, then I'm diring. Pikachu Zanus, thanks for the bits.
You are boring playing Jackie Chan highlight reel.
Shut up. It's just like they say, you teach something to someone else, you get better at that thing. Absolutely. Do you ever need a break from streaming, like a long 2 to 3 week break? I don't stream all that consistently or all that often, so I don't really feel all that burnt out from it. Every time I start streaming, it's always pretty exciting. But I on average, I really only stream 2 to 4 times, at the most 4 times a week. So I don't actually do... If I was here every single day and I had to be here every single day, then yeah, maybe I'd feel burnt out a little bit. But because I need to work on my YouTube channel, I can't actually stream like 8 hours a day or anything crazy. And because YouTube still makes a big chunk of my money, I'm sort of forced to take enough breaks to stay creatively viable on the YouTube end. So I feel like it works itself out. I'm just getting here. What's going on, Sumito? What's going on, Danny, my man? We're just having a inspo sesh. The Billionaires Breakfast Club. You know, when all the boys get together, we just talk about what it's like to be big fat YouTube boys. You saying that it took you 3 years gives me motivation to continue. Listen. YouTube is not hard, or YouTube is not easy. 3 years on YouTube as of August, June, July, August. So in August, it'll be 3 years. Maybe July. It'll be 3 years of doing YouTube. 3 years of uploading at least once a week. There was a 3 or 4 month period where I was uploading 3 times a week. 3 years uploading YouTube videos. And it's only with YouTube and Twitch and Patreon. All of that stuff Has this been misspelled the whole time? All those three things combined 3 years down the road, am I now just barely making enough money to pay my rent and everything on my own. Just barely made it to full time. So don't think for a second that anything that you're doing, it's a long process. Nothing you do right now is going to make you a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer overnight. Little changes, if you spend every day trying to get a little bit better at what you do, a year from now, you're not going to recognize how much better you are at your craft than you were a year ago. You multiply that by a couple different years, you work in a couple viral moments, a couple big raids, a couple people noticing your tweet and retweeting you, a couple big, people hosting you and stuff. All that together gives you a chance at doing this. What was your experience with stand-up comedy? I remember you mentioned it in a video. It was enthralling. I really wanted to, even when I was like 16, 17, I wanted to do YouTube or do stand-up, or I really wanted to have a Netflix special. When I was 15, 16, we'd watch every Netflix comedy special, me and my friends. We loved them. Bo Burnham, Bill Burr, Dimitri Martin, Aziz Ansari, Jeff Foxworthy, like you name it. I've seen every comedian stand-up special back then. And nothing I wanted to do more. I was a funny kid. I got kicked out of a lot of classes for doing nothing but telling jokes. I was always the funny dude in my friend group. I really wanted to get into comedy, and I felt like I had what it took. So when I was 17, a little before I turned 18, I was like, I want to do stand-up comedy before I turn 18. I feel like most people get real famous when they're doing stand-up comedy in their 20s, so you got to start early. So I go to my local stand-up spot, amateur situation. The only people in the crowd are other stand-up comedians waiting their turn. And half the time, they'd be leaving after they finish their set. So, when I'd get on stage, sometimes it'd be like 5 people in the audience. One time, it was just me, the one dude who was nice enough to sit through the whole show, and then the dude who was locking the doors and hosting it after everyone left. 2 people in the audience. And I'm up there with a notebook doing 5 minutes of dog shit stand-up. Like, the one guy was nice and laughed a few times, but it's very humbling. As if every person who did YouTube or Twitch could spend a week doing some stand-up comedy, I feel like it'd be very humbling. To get on a stage, tell a joke you worked really hard on, and nobody laughs, teaches you so quickly. It's like, oh, I need to have a lot of stuff going. Not everything I do is going to work out, and I just need to be okay with that, because that's just how it is, I feel like a lot of people could really benefit from that kind of interaction. Have you seen Mike Birbiglia stuff? I love Mike Birbiglia. Yeah, I've seen all of his stuff. That's not true. I haven't seen his most recent one. He did something a few years ago that I haven't seen. But I watched, I don't remember what they're called. The one that he ends with that Death Cab for Cutie song, I watched that, and then I listened to his first comedy special. I have not seen the one about his newborn. I haven't seen his newest one. Yeah. Even Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer didn't have any Netflix specials back then. Back then, we all sort of knew Amy Schumer as the really funny girl on the Comedy Central roasts. She was always the one who would get away with stuff. Opinions on Ron White. I used to watch him when he used to roll with Bill Engvall, Larry the Cable Guy, and Jeff Foxworthy. I used to watch Blue Collar TV. I used to watch some of his stuff when he was doing that. Ron White still does comedy now, though, right? I haven't seen his stuff in quite a while, actually. At any point, did you ever feel like you were too focused on the numbers? When I was starting out, yes. I feel like it's probably been only recently that I've gotten to a point where I'm paying an appropriate amount of attention to the numbers. And that is not very much at all. Now that I'm not paying all that much attention to... Yo, what Danny, my man. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs, my dude. Dogs 1 Up, Angel Frame, Spencer the Frostback, I'm a Console Guy, and Slygal17. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team, everybody. Hope you enjoy those fancy new emotes. You can thank Danny, my man, for them.
What did you say?
Have some Lizzie cues.
Big meaty claws.
I feel like because so much of my channel is around my personality, the only thing I need to do is make sure that whatever I do is something I'm genuinely interested in and is presented in a way that is true to me.
Big meaty claws.
So I don't really look at any of the numbers anymore. I just know that so long as I'm doing my best work and I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not, people resonate with it, and that's been working out for me. I think in the beginning you need to do stuff that's entertaining to everybody.
Big, meaty
You need to be doing stuff that's entertaining to everybody because nobody knows who you are. But then once you have an audience, you need to cater to your audience. Keep it up, Sumito. I believe in you. Yo, thanks, Danny, my man. Who's Lizzie Q, bro? Watch Lizzie Q's videos on YouTube.
Big, meaty claws.
Just take the time to watch Lizzie Q on YouTube. You're not going to regret it. Oh, Sumito, I was watching a podcast episode and you mentioned Joseph Anderson. Thanks for introducing me to him. He's now my long-form content guy. Joseph's the best, bro. Atoost, thanks for the Prime sub, homie. Welcome to the Meme Stream Dream Team. Hope you enjoy your stay.
Big, meaty claws.
Here. Have a Lizzie Q. I stream without a face cam, and I honestly think doing stuff without a face puts you at a disadvantage. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it draws more people than going without one. Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just think that if you have a face cam, if nothing else, it's a $50 investment to get one of these Logitech cameras, and it opens up so many opportunities. You know? You could do those things where, you know, hey, donate $5 and I'll write your name on my face. We could have a whiteboard in the background, you know? I could do 10 jumping jacks for everybody who donates 25 bits. Like, you can't do any of that stuff without a webcam. I know I never do that stuff, but that's because I don't want to. But when you're a small streamer, when you're starting out, 20, 30, 40 people watching you at a time, you got to do that stuff. That's what people love about small streamers, you know? Lizzie, not Lizzie Key, Lizzie Q, Liziq. You're getting deep today? Did you remember to take your pills? I don't know, man. I always sort of listen to YouTube advice and Twitch advice on, like, I find people's podcasts and videos that they'll make that's like, here's my advice on how to be a YouTuber. Here's my this and that. And I always listen to it, and sometimes it's useful information. Sometimes I completely disagree with it. And it's just sort of gotten to a point where it's like, you know, I feel like this is useful information. I feel like big YouTubers, big Twitch streamers, they've been big for so long that they sort of forget the advice that's actually really helpful to medium-sized, small-sized creators. And they'll say stuff like, be yourself and collaborate with other people. And it's like, but nobody does that when they have 10 people watching them, you know? So I feel like people at my size, where it's like I'm just big enough to be able to do this professionally, it's fresh in my head what it was like to only have 10 people watching me, because that's what it was like 1 year ago, you know? So I feel like it's really people like me who should be spending the time giving this sort of advice, because clearly I've been doing something right to get to where I am, but I'm still small enough to where it's like I'm relatable to other small people, you know? I've been told by a few friends that they don't even watch streamers without face cams, so my first thought was to get one. I mean, you know, realistically, if you're a small streamer, you're not the #1 streamer in a category. So if somebody clicks on the thing that you're playing and it's just the game and there's nothing else on the screen, you already don't look different to anybody else. If you're a small streamer, you're probably not talking constantly the way that I have been because you don't have an active chat. So 9 times out of 10, somebody's clicking on your channel, they're just seeing the game, nobody's talking, and then they leave. You know? You instantly remedy that by having a face cam. Here, I'll link Lizzie Q for you. Her name's actually in Chinese on YouTube. Oh, it is Lizzie Key. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Lizzie Q. It's Lizzie Key. That is the right person. Have you watched much British comedy? Apparently it's become a thing in Hollywood now that they nerd out on the 90s, 2000s stuff. I've watched a few. Monty Python movies I've seen. Peep Show I've seen. That Michelin Web look I've seen. The IT Crowd, I think is what it's called, I've seen. I've watched a little bit. As far as a webcam, what if you're an old dude asking for a friend? Listen, when I say webcam, I mean show your personality. The easiest way to do so is through a webcam, but if you have another way to show your personality as constantly and as authentically as a webcam, like a little avatar, a VTuber icon, or you just make an effort to always be talking, then
Love
that's
your
also
comedy.
fine.
Say hello to my girl. Her name is Savannah. Love you, babe.
Hi, Savannah. How's it going? Appreciate the bits, Nikki. Thank you so much. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, if you're not happy with sharing your face online, don't feel like you have to. You absolutely don't have to be a streamer. But I do think you're playing in hard mode if you don't have a webcam. If you don't have a webcam, you need to be talking constantly in order to make up for the amount of personality that's sort of going to be lacking from people not being able to see your face. 2000s? That's number Wang. I fucking love that Michelin Web look, dude. Honestly, think the best way you'll be able to grow without a face cam is to have a great personality, make friends who appear on stream. On the streams of bigger people who do use face cams to get yourself to a bigger audience. I mean, yes. My best piece of advice is that you should work with what you have first. Buying expensive equipment can never replace consistency and a personality. I mean, work with what you have first, yes. If you're streaming and you don't have a webcam, sure. Now, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think what you're saying applies to a webcam. I do not think that buying a webcam is a worse move than sticking with what you have and not using a webcam. I don't think that's ever going to be true. On Twitch, it's all about personality. Show your face, show your background, show your stuff, make it happen. You can use your phone as a webcam. I'm not saying to spend money. I'm saying show your personality. The easiest way is by showing your face. If you want to use your phone as a webcam, you're just agreeing with me. Now I'm watching Lizzie Q's Harvest Corn. Hey, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. How do you actually say her name? Lizzie Key? But that's not as fun to say as Lizzie Q, guys. She has a Twitter. She has 72,000 followers. Oh, she tweets a GIF every day. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. The thought process with the webcam price dealio is that you can afford a console PC that can stream. You can pay $25. Key is Chi? So Lizzie Chi? I don't care. We're going with Lizzie Q. Say it in Chinese. Shut up. My Chinese isn't that good. Listen, if you're already streaming, it should be a drop in the bucket to spend $50 on a webcam. Drop in the bucket. If you're not streaming, then you're not streaming. You know? But I think if you stream 5 days a week, and you do that for even 1 month, if you spend 1 month streaming 4 to 5 days a week, I think any rational person will start to feel held back by the fact that they don't have a webcam. Hey, chat, I got to come up with something to talk about. I bought this new thing today. I want to show you this thing. Oh, I can't. I don't have a webcam. Hey, chat, I'm going to do 10 jumping jacks for every 5 bits that I get. Oh, I can't. I don't have a webcam. I can't make funny faces. Oh, this crazy thing just happened to me in this game. I wish you guys could see how distraught I am in the face. I wish I could get up out of my chair for comedic effect to really nail down how funny this thing is. Oh, wait, I don't have a webcam. If you don't feel like you're being held back by not having a webcam, you're not streaming enough, bro. Honest to God, bro. Honest to God, bro. Sumito with 100 viewers? What? Yo, pointing out how many viewers we have? Cringe. Don't do that, Ollie. Internet Historian clearly avoided the webcam situation. Internet Historian's not a streamer. Internet Historian's not a streamer. He's a YouTuber. Internet Historian didn't have a webcam. Fact. Internet Historian had nothing on his screen except for his gameplay. Objectively false. Objectively false. You want to see what Internet Historian's videos look like? All you're doing is agreeing with me, bro. Look at what his fucking screen looks like when he's streaming. Again, I'm not saying you can get away without a webcam. I'm saying you have to have a personality. Look what his fucking stream looks like. Oh, wait, he removes the assets on these videos. Fuck, I forgot about that. We have to look at his Twitch. Oh, he hasn't streamed in years, though, right? He's not
that
going to
we
have videos.
can create a world.
Damn it. Does he have much older videos? Yeah, look, this is what his streams look like. Is there nothing on the screen that shows off his personality? No, he's got a housekeeper in the corner right behind my head. He's got Italian hands over on the left side. His chats, he's got NordVPN man over in this corner. Every fucking corner's got something to look at. You know? This is fucking safe for him, bro. This isn't even that many things. I wish you could see what one of his other, like, look at this shit, bro. Look at this. He's got scrolling text. He's got fucking, look at this.
Look at his Wolf Among Us stream on YouTube.
Wolf Among Us? Wait, on his stream channel?
By the way, if you
I am finding nothing, my guy. But anyway, this is my point. Look, and he's got Neil Breen on the fucking screen. Like, dude, he is not somebody who's just streaming without a webcam. Look at how busy his fucking screen is. Like, he is absolutely incorporating every bit of his personality onto the screen at any given moment. Again, the easiest way to do that is with a webcam. If you insist on not using a webcam, feel free to do something along the lines of that or what VTubers do. But you can't just ignore it, man. Honestly, it feels like a lot of his content is a masterclass on how to be a personality without ever appearing on camera. Yeah, I feel like Internet Historian's a bad representation of people who stream without a webcam. Because the vast majority of people who are just opting to not have a webcam are nowhere near as funny or entertaining on a consistent basis as Internet Historian. Right? I started streaming art on a shitty webcam pointed down at my desk, drawing on paper, streaming off a 2011 budget HP laptop. Sumento's 100% right. A webcam opens up more opportunities than anything else, and if you don't have that, do something else. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is, man. It doesn't, I mean, if you don't want to show your face, you're hiding part of your personality. And in my opinion, the only thing that's going to cause you to grow is to embrace every piece of personality you've got. Every bit of it. You know? Every bit of it. If I were to tweet or make a community post right now and ask people to say one thing that they know about me, I'd get 100 different results. Sumito loves anime. Sumito hates certain animes. Sumito loves this food, hates that food. This music, that music. You know so much about who I am from how I act online, the videos I make, the streams that I do. And I just feel like that really isn't the case if you're hiding who you are online. I feel like that's not the play.
Wait a minute, is everyone in this chat other than me streamer?
I mean, I feel like on the whole, thanks for the bits, by the way. I feel like just anybody who's taking the time to chat and talk along with this one probably has some interest in being a streamer just by the nature of what we're doing. I think we do have at least a couple new people that are coming to hang out because of the title and us hanging out and just chatting. I agree. Even if you don't stream on a $500 webcam, you can still... Dude, webcams are... most people are using a $50 webcam. Most people. I'm still currently in possession. My $50 webcam is still plugged in. We could literally use this to stream right now. No problem. I just choose not to because it's just as easy for me to use this back. But there would be nothing wrong with me using this webcam. It is $50. $50. You don't even need... This is a 1080p one. You could get ones for $25 and they would only be a little bit worse than this. Spend the extra and get this one, though. My recommendation. Nothing wrong with it. Use it. He hates Evangelion, obviously. Obviously. Come on, guys. I fell off of streaming for the last week and a half due to life stuff. Still trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Honestly, I feel like I need to do it as like social streams or art streams. It's super boring if I play games alone. I agree. I agree. It is definitely a little bit boring to play games alone. I don't even want to play video games every day I come up here and stream. You know? I didn't start up this stream because I thought it was going to make me a ton of money or because it's a new trend on Twitch. I didn't think this was going to be the thing that pushed me into becoming a 1K handy, right? I did this stream because this is what I felt like doing today. I wanted to be helpful. I wanted, at the end of this week, for my streams to not feel selfish. I wanted to do a stream that made me feel like I really helped some people in one way or another. All I know is computers and streaming, so all I could provide knowledge on was computers and streaming. But that's what you got to do, you know? I don't know. I just feel like that's how you got to be sometimes, man. Double the cam, double the personality. I mean, I guess it's not that much energy to just flip this thing around. Let's get this. We digging this? Is this working? There's too many cameras now. I'm a little bit concerned. Let's maybe put you here. Is this... You guys digging it? Is this working for everybody? More cameras? I don't have other... I have one more Logitech camera, but I gave it to Kareem because he needed it for work or something. You look fatter on the webcam? Yeah, because the webcam's super wide angle, whereas my camera's also super wide angle, but it's pushed farther away. I want a POV cam that's strapped to your chest. I mean, it's not that interesting of a POV. Here's what the setup looks like. There's you guys on my vertical monitor. I have my CPU temperatures and then OBS. Here's my main monitor. And then here's the side monitor that I use for stream timeouts and stuff like that. My water, my stream deck, Red Dragon keyboard, glorious mouse, melatonin, Mr. Bones. You know, just usual stuff. Shaboomskis. Oh man, now open up your bank account for funsies. Just for a joke. We need a cooking stream, Cement? I mean, the thing is, I'd have to do the cooking stream from my phone. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, I guess. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, I guess. Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll try and set one up. Mirror one so that you could stare at yourself. I don't think that's going to work the way that you think it's going to work. Man, your life looks really sad. Glad I'm not a streamer. Yeah, that's fair. I see a vacuum in the back. Yeah, man, that's how I vacuum. It's my vacuum. Are those mice actually good? I produce a lot of dead skin. I feel like it would get gross in a week. No, they're not good. The only reason I bought this is because it has a pretty good DPI. It has a pretty good sensor, and they're cheap. But if I had the money, I would just buy a SteelSeries mouse. I would strongly prefer SteelSeries mice. That's a nice vacuum. I feel like my girlfriend just bought it off of Amazon. It's not... It was just like good for the price. I don't think it's actually that good. Vacuum stream? That doesn't... I can't imagine that's the best use of our time, guys. Okay, well, I think that's all we got for today. I feel like at this point we're just dicking around. What makes SteelSeries mice so special? SteelSeries mice are the only mice that use a laser sensor rather than an optical sensor. Optical sensors just use red light bouncing. Laser sensors use a laser, obviously. If you use a laser sensor, they're much more accurate. They're much more fine-tuned. I can feel the difference, but I'm a bit of a tech nerd. But you can get SteelSeries mice for like 40, 50, 60 bucks. The nice ones for like $80, $90. And they're so incredibly precise. They're machined so incredibly well. These glorious mice, not my favorite. They're a little too lightweight in my opinion, but like, you guys see how cramped my desk is? I couldn't buy a bigger desk because they were completely sold out of them at IKEA, so I wasn't able to. But play Jackie Chan as Chun-Li before you leave? Why? God damn. Bro, look at that air juggle. Oh my goodness. Some high quality kicks. God, fuck. Who is this supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Ken? For me, I think streaming content creation is just a fun thing to do on the side, and I think I want to keep it that way. Makes it more enjoyable to me to not have to constantly worry about it. I'd highly recommend to stay in that train of thought as long as possible. It's probably best for you. Man, what a meme. All right, I'm going to go get some milk tea or something. I don't know. Thanks for sticking around the stream, everybody. If you're new to the stream, remember to hit the follow button, and that way Twitch will let you know whenever I'm live so that you can come back and hang out whenever you want to. I also have a YouTube channel. You guys can go watch some YouTube videos in the meantime if you haven't done that, or don't. I don't care. I will catch you guys tomorrow, probably, if I wake up on time. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Spisu.